Hey everyone, good evening. Welcome to the KAS True Crime tonight's episode. Hey, how's it going? Long time no see. It's been a while. It's definitely been a while. I apologize. Uh, there wasn't really anything interesting on True Crime Daily. Like, what was it, like last week or something? But I checked it out today really quickly for some strange reason. I normally don't check it out before the stream because it's more of a together kind of thing. So I read it with you guys here on stream, but for some strange reason I just quickly glanced at it this morning, and let me tell you something. There are a bunch of really interesting cases that I thought would be cool to kind of read to you and review some case videos. News videos for the cases, I'm sorry. And then discuss it. I'll give you my 2 cents on it if it's worth giving 2 cents. Sometimes they go through the explanation of, the who, why, where, when pretty well. So I don't really have to say more than what's already been given to us. But nonetheless, I do like to put in my 2 cents, and I think it's pretty interesting. Once we go through a couple of cases tonight, we'll do the same thing we did last episode, and we will check out some crime talk videos. Hopefully, we won't encounter the same ones that we did see last week, but we will probably go through like 10. I'll increase the number. Last time we did, I think it was only like 9. Fine, we'll do like 13 or 14. Let's be real. The videos I posted, the clips I took from the last live stream are doing pretty well. So first and foremost, I do want to appreciate all the new followers that I have. Thank you very much. It definitely means the world to me. I am not necessarily a brand new content creator and a live streamer. I don't think that's even a word, but they should make it a word. I've been doing it for not quite some time, but I'm going on 2 years now. Truthfully, this is the most engagement I've had on my YouTube and whatnot. I haven't had much luck with Discord yet, but I did open a brand new one. I don't know if you're interested. If you're watching me, first of all, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. You could be anywhere spending your precious time, and yet you choose to be here with me, and that means quite a lot to me, especially when it's such a sensitive topic, and I don't have that much time with this channel covering these cases and whatnot. So any push, kind words that come my way, or just like thoughtful sentences that could kind of add fuel to the fire and make me want to improve and continue entertaining you and reading these cases and whatnot. I am working on my next official video that I'll be uploading to YouTube, an actual video with me sitting down and explaining the case and whatnot, as opposed to it being a clip from a live stream, which, I can admit I did read from Wikipedia, but it was pretty informative, and nonetheless, had a pretty good time, and we've had a pretty good time up until this point. And it's, in my opinion, like I've mentioned before, it's pretty good to have the accessibility that we have to be able to read through these cases. I mean, first of all, shout out to True Crime Daily for consistently keeping us updated with everything that's happening in the U.S. If you live here, you know how crazy all 50 states are. There is not one that is free from that title. Some more than others. Some smaller states appear a whole lot more on this website than others. I don't know why, but it does happen. Certain counties, for again some strange reason, end up popping up on True Crime Daily a lot more than others. So there's some I didn't even knew existed. they have like sort of complex names and whatnot, and that's how I'm able to distinguish it more amongst all the other names. And yeah, those ones pop up. There's one that was Mahoma County. That one comes up a lot. And if you go through any of the other live streams that I've done or any other videos that I've posted on YouTube, you'll probably find that county there a few times. And it's crazy because I was watching a video on TikTok this morning, and a case from that county popped up on my TikTok. Just something that happened like yesterday. It was like some guy murdered his girlfriend and whatnot. Crazy. So yeah, we do have some counties that pop up a lot more than others. And again, if you live in the U.S., you know that there are a lot of counties in the U.S. A lot. So for your county, not your city, for your county to pop up like that all the time, yeah, it's because there's a lot of shit that happens there. Mind you, there are cities within that county. So, a county can have like 3 or 4 cities, but nonetheless, your county continuously pops up. That means that any of those cities that are within that county are going through some huge, like, high crime wave and whatnot. I don't know, but I'm just a messenger here. And you guys are witnesses to that because you've seen me read through these cases. And yeah, again, some of them do pop up more than others. But I did mention the Discord. It is still pretty silent. Still working on it, little by little, with your help. We can make that Discord poppity pop. I am looking for fellow horror, true crime, weird supernatural, alien, occult, mythology, psychology behind cult kind of crowd that enjoy watching documentaries and movies related to those topics. Specifically horror movies, because I'm a huge horror movie fan. And just all in all wants to be entertained and have a hangout sesh, have a great conversation, arguments, debates. That's what makes us just human, if you really think about it. It's what distinguishes us from everything else that we can find in the world. It's the fact that we can have a conversation and have understanding. And even if we come from different backgrounds or, you come from different mindset and whatnot, conversation, as long as it's done with respect, can lead to great things. And you get to learn things as well. Everyone has something to bring to the table. Everyone has some sort of information or fact that someone else would want to know. And I want that Discord to be that place where we can all get together and just have conversations and watch movies and shit. So if you're interested in that, the link is in the description box. If you're watching me on YouTube, hey YouTube fam. If you're watching me on Twitch, it should be in the about section. Or actually, I don't have. I apologize. Shame on me for not even having none of the chats open. I apologize. Let me just quickly open chat real quick. Let me know in chat, which I'm opening right now, if you can hear the background music properly. I'm crossing fingers because it should be non-copyright, but a lot of these say that. So I did my homework pretty well. I'm about 98% sure that this one is that you can use it for like background for your streams and whatnot and videos. I did it once with another one, and that did not work. Most certainly did not work. Got that copyright pretty quickly. Okay, so just one sec. I'm just opening chat. They don't have something quicker that you can just like pop into a chat and not have to literally go into the website and have to do like this whole clicking and whatnot. It should make it a whole lot easier. This is a multi-million-dollar company. Oh, actually I can hear myself. Hold on. Give me one sec. Okay. I don't think I can hear the background music though. No, it just never started. Like it just never started playing. Huh. Wait, look at that. I also apologize for the camera. The light does this sometimes to my beard. I promise you, this is not how my beard looks. I'll just go really quickly through whole informative portion of this. I apologize. I could have sworn there was like background music playing, but nothing is happening. And it's really weird because I could have sworn it was here, and I guess it is no longer here. I must be losing my mind. And you know what? It happens sometimes. Nonetheless, you know where to find me. You can follow me on TikTok. Join the Discord, the KAS True Crime Discord. If you want to further support me, that's $1. It's Patreon. You get a whole bunch of benefits. One of them being audio versions of these episodes for your entertainment, for your audio entertainment. Soon enough, they're going to be on Spotify as well, only available for Patreon members, but that's pretty cool. You can hear like the whole thing while you're cruising in your car, stuck in traffic, walking down the street, got your AirPods in. What? That'd be awesome. If that ever happens, crossing fingers that one day it will, let me know in the comment section. Like if that ever, like that'd be a dream come true. I'm not even gonna lie. That'd be wonderful. Facebook. I'm not on X anymore, so you're not gonna find me there. But you can find me on Threads. All of this with the same username at KAS True Crime. Same for TikTok. Same for Facebook. Twitch is the only difference. I'm affiliate on Twitch with this account, which is the King Angel Show, the main channel. KAS True Crime is just a side channel from that parent one. That one is the only one I'm not changing because obviously it's affiliate, and if anyone wants to subscribe, or by using their Amazon Prime, you can do it through Twitch. Again, same bubble, just different other ones coming up from under it. So that would be this channel coming up from that main one. Main channel is still the variety show where I do Coffee, the News, and Us. I post like random videos. I'm posting a video tomorrow. I don't know if you've seen the TikTok video that Eliza, is it Skillinzer? She's a pretty good comedian. She's been at it for a very long time, but she uploaded a certain clip from, I guess, a stand-up that she did somewhere. And I'll be honest with you, by far, one of the best pieces of stand-up I've seen. Fits perfectly well with me. I'm a millennial. I'm an elder millennial at this point. So everything she talks about is just shit that I've been thinking about for quite some time now, especially being on so many social media platforms and seeing the different age groups that are involved in each one and how they all interact, specifically with me. The most interesting up until this point is Gen Z, and she makes the perfect explanation of, why Gen Zers shouldn't fucking treat millennials like crap. But that's neither here nor there. That's for a different time. But I am uploading that video tomorrow as of November 15th to my main channel, The King Angel Show, KS True Crime. For this week, I have 2 more videos that I'll be uploading from past live streams. This same live stream, I will be chopping up and uploading the best portions of it to YouTube. The audio version and the full live stream is for Patreon members. And I am working on that video I told you about for the next case. It will be the Ketty Cabin murders. I have all the info on it already, so I might as well just do it. Then I'll move on to another one. Hopefully, I will be able to get either more Patreon members or a Patreon member. At this point, I don't have anyone. Or get more Discord members. And then I'll put a poll there, and the next case, I could just choose it from there. And bada bing, bada boom. That'll be the third video I'll upload, and I'll do the same thing subsequently with all the videos I upload, because I want it to be more of a community, all of us choosing, as opposed to it being just me and falling on my shoulders to having to pick what case we're going to be, cases I will be discussing and reviewing and whatnot. But yeah, that's basically a roadmap of sort of, what I have planned for the next week. I mean, also live stream on Friday as well, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So same hour as now. I'll try to be more on time. It's hard to be on time, to be honest with you. It's really hard. I am on time 80% of the time, but 20%, it's really hard. I'm not even gonna lie. But yeah, let us start tonight's episode. Again, we're going to be doing True Crime Daily. We will read. I'm not going to go through all the cases. That was another thing I wanted to say. I'm going to pick the best cases that I see, the ones that I find the most interesting, and those are the ones that we're going to read. Sometimes I've sort of gone through cases that, aren't necessarily as interesting, which is great, because that means that the crime, is not as severe as other ones. But I think you know what I mean. Or I hope you do. I hope I do. I hope you do. I hope you understand what I mean. And if not, then I'll just explain myself, because it's a little rude of me to say things and not give an explanation for it. But it's just some cases we read are a lot more attention drawing than others. Not to say that not all of them deserve the same amount of attention, but there are just some that can catch our eye a little more, and for the sake of the live stream, will keep us more engaged. Boom. Ooh, that was great. Oh, shit. All right. We're starting tonight's episode. Like I said, True Crime Daily. We're going to do probably 15 cases we'll do. We'll do 15 and 15. 15 cases, and then we'll do 15 crime talk videos that we'll review on TikTok. So that's the plan for tonight. We'll go into the other screen and let's start True Crime Daily for tonight. I wonder, there it is. So I think you can hear it now. It wasn't playing on the other screen. I didn't put it on the other screen. Give me one sec. I will now. Cool. That makes more sense. But we will pause the music. Make sure I got this right up correctly. So water, I love sparkling water. Before I start, again, you'll hear me say this a few times. Trigger warning. Some of these cases can get pretty graphic, and just a warning to you if these topics are not for you. Again, this is a true crime channel. We do talk about things and read about situations and occurrences that happen that are, violent in nature. It's a lot of evil things that human beings are capable of doing to others. So if, again, triggers you, this would be the best moment to move on to another live stream. But if not, in 3, 2, 1, we will start tonight's episode. True Crime Daily. We are going to Oregon. Title says, Oregon man turns himself in after allegedly killing his wife in their home. True Crime Daily, published November 15th, 2023, and we are going to Oregon City. And it says, a 41-year-old man turned himself into police this week after allegedly shooting his wife in the head. On Monday, November 13th, just before 1 p.m., Anthony Bussell went to the Oregon City Police Department and admitted that he fatally shot his wife inside their home in the 13400 block of Squire Drive. Officers responded to the residence, where they found 37-year-old Anna Wessel dead. There were reportedly no other people inside the home. Police booked Anthony Wessel into the Clackamas County Jail on charges of second-degree murder and unlawful use of a weapon. He remains held without bail. According to court documents obtained by KATU-TV, Anthony and Anna Wessel had been married for 18 years. Wessel appeared in court on Tuesday, November 14th, and said he shot his wife twice in the head, KPTV-TV reports. An autopsy reportedly corroborated the confession, confirming that the victim died from 2 gunshot wounds to the head. Wessel is set to appear in court again on November 21st. The investigation is ongoing. Now, I had some I heard a very ignorant opinion by someone on social media, and it was, you could tell it came from a place of misinformation, and it's pretty easy to find because you can just Google it. This person was arguing on social media that men endure more domestic violence than women. And it begs the question as to what planet this person lives on. Because there's actual data that can confirm that, indeed women do go through way more domestic violence than men. The ones causing the domestic violence are men towards women. I just mentioned it because of this, and it's a shame. It's not as if this is the only time this has happened. I mean, remember the Scott Peterson case? I've mentioned it here before. The Chris Watts case. It's these weird men, and I don't understand. I just don't understand. Okay, let's check out KATU.com. See if they have a nice video for us, which is blocked by my trusty video blocker, which you guys have seen here quite a number of times. Better that than having all these things just pop up. Title of this article says, woman found dead in Oregon City home. Her husband arrested on murder charge.
Initial indications are that...
One sec. I'll restart the video and I'll put the volume up. And what I'll do is I'll make sure... Let me know in chat if you can hear me properly. I am going to move... I'll move the microphone a little bit closer to the speakers because, again, the software that I use for live streams is not the best. And there's like a huge audio thing with it, and I haven't been able to figure it out. So I'll put it as close as I can to the speaker. I hope you guys can hear me properly, and I will put the volume up on this computer. And let's watch this video.
Initial indications are that the death is homicidal violence.
We have that breaking news tonight. A man is now in custody for murder after a woman was found dead inside an Oregon City home. Police arrived at the home near Clackamas Community College just before 1 o'clock this afternoon. Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us for K2 News at 11 o'clock. I'm Deborah Knapp. Police say they believe the victim and the suspect knew each other. K2's Jesse Satin reports.
Police responding to a normally quiet Oregon City neighborhood Monday afternoon called out for a death investigation.
This is a neighborhood that gets very few and limited police calls for service. So in that sense, yes, it's not somewhere we're actively or go to frequently.
When they arrived to the home on Squire Drive just before 1 p.m., they found a woman dead inside.
Initial indications are that the death is homicidal violence. And so as a part of that, we're conducting a thorough investigation into the specific circumstances surrounding the death.
No one else was in the home when they arrived.
We do believe the victim and the suspect in this case knew each other.
Police say they arrested 41-year-old Anthony Wessel for second-degree murder. A neighbor who did not want to speak on camera told K2 News that the family living in the house had just moved in a couple months earlier.
Anytime there's a death like this in the community, it is very unsettling and tragic for the family and friends involved. So our hearts go out to the family that's been impacted.
Police say there is no ongoing threat to the community. Jesse Satin, K2 News.
Police have not yet identified the victim or said how she died. We are working to learn more information about what happened in this case, and we'll bring you anything new when we learn, either on air or online. K2 News This Morning starts at 4:30 a.m. Meantime, you can stay up to date on our website at katu.com.
Dang. I think you can hear that. I apologize. That's my cat. He doesn't care that I'm live, so just jumped on me. Very sad case. This is the woman that was killed by her husband, by the coward of her husband. Crazy. All right, move on. Oh wow. Okay, we are going to England. Okay? Wow, we're going to England. Title says, man arrested after hockey player's throat was fatally cut in freak accident during game. True Crime Daily published November 14th, 2023, and this is in Nottingham. British police have arrested a man on a manslaughter charge about 2 weeks after a 29-year-old hockey player died during a game last month. Adam Johnson played for the Nottingham Panthers, a team in the Elite Hockey League. According to the team, on October 28th, the Panthers played the Sheffield Steelers. During the game, Johnson became injured in a freak accident. He died the next day at a hospital. The South Yorkshire Police said in a statement that an autopsy concluded Johnson died from a fatal neck injury. On November 14th, detectives took an unnamed male into custody in connection with Johnson's death. According to the BBC, coroner Tanika Rawdon urged the Hockey League's governing body to require neck guards, saying, in due course, the inquest will consider whether the use of a neck guard or protector could have prevented Mr. Johnson's death. Some teams have already started implementing neck guards. Johnson, a Minnesota native, previously played for the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Penguins announced days after Johnson's death that the staff made the guards available for any players who wanted to wear them. The Nottingham Panthers described Johnson as not only an outstanding ice hockey player, but also a great teammate and an incredible person with his whole life ahead of him. The Panthers hosted a celebration of life in Johnson's honor and are selling memorial jerseys. The Pittsburgh Penguins honored Johnson, who wore number 47 on his jersey, by donating AJ47 decals on their helmets. Penguins head coach Mike Sullivan said, he was a great kid, he was a good player. Boy, he could really skate. It was a privilege to be his coach. There are no words I have to explain how I feel about the whole circumstance. It's just an incredible tragedy. But all he said was, during the game, Johnson became injured in a freak accident. He died the next day at the hospital. It was concluded it was a fatal neck injury, but I don't understand. What happened specifically? Was it the skates that cut his throat? I'm a little bit confused because they didn't really give a proper explanation as to what happened. Okay, so this is the South Europe. Why is it not found? Well, that's weird. You would think. Is this not in... Yeah, it's a... Well, the South Yorkshire Police were the ones that announced it, but this is from Nottingham. Let's see what the BBC has to say. Watch them have me pay for this. Freak accident. But I don't understand. This is the, I guess, the memorial for him. But... because they are talking about like the neck guard, but it's just they're not really explaining. Was it that they were in the middle of a game? Did someone like fall, slide? What happened? We know that something happened because the hockey player is no longer with us, but they just jump from something happened to this is the solution for it, but there's no explanation in between. Very weird. Very weird. Very iffy. And they're just like talking about his life and whatnot, which is wonderful. And I can totally understand because, you know, you're trying to be sympathetic and empathetic towards his family and all that. But, you know, there would still need, there's still a need to be able to understand what actually happened to this human being. He was here. He occupied space in the world. I don't know. This is crazy. It says a coroner has called for neck guards in ice hockey to become compulsory following the death of a player whose neck was cut during a match. That's it. That's all we know. And that it was a freak accident, and they just need neck guards now. I don't know. Something doesn't sit well with me. And I'm not saying that there was anything done intentionally. I am a skeptical, especially after having read so many true crime cases and seen all the documentaries and whatnot. And I watch more horror movies than true crime cases, but I still do watch them. So it's made me a skeptical. In this case, it's not that I don't think there was anything done on purpose, or, you know, something like malignant, or they wanted to, this was like a plan. I mean, at the same time, get off of me. At the same time, you never know. You never know with humans. All right, it's very sad. Hopefully, we can get a better answer as to what happened. This makes me very curious. The fact that the South Yorkshire Police Department in England no longer has this article or any type of explanation about what happened to this hockey player. It's pretty weird, but hey, man, who are we to judge other than true crime fanatics? All right, let's move on to the next case. Oh boy. We're going to Florida. Title says, Florida teacher accused of shooting his wife, brother-in-law, at wedding in Tennessee. True Crime Daily, published November 14th, 2023, and we are in Cool Springs. Police arrested a Florida teacher who allegedly shot his brother and brother-in-law while attending a wedding over the weekend. According to the Franklin Police Department, on Saturday, November 11th, at around 9:30 p.m., officers responded to a report of a shooting at the Marriott of Cool Springs. At the scene, officers located 2 victims and began rendering aid. Police said the shooting suspect, 29-year-old Cody Wiggins, had fled the scene before their arrival. The victims, Wiggins' wife and his brother-in-law, were transported to Vanderbilt Hospital via ambulance. Police have not provided an update on their condition. Officers allege that Wiggins used a semi-automatic handgun to shoot the victims. They were all reportedly in town for a wedding at the time of the incident. Police arrested Wiggins and booked him into the Williamson County Jail on 2 counts of attempted homicide, aggravated assault, aggravated domestic assault, and tampering with evidence. According to Escambia County Public Schools website, Wiggins works as an English teacher for West Florida High School. In a statement obtained by WEAR-TV, Interim Superintendent Keith Leonard said, in compliance with Florida law and the Escambia county school district's contractual provisions. The employee will be immediately suspended. We will continue to work with law enforcement as the case is brought to a culmination. Damn. Wow. Shot his wife and his brother-in-law. We just started tonight's live stream, and it's the second case that we read of a husband shooting his wife. And I'm sorry, that the sound you heard before, I feel like I'm apologizing a lot for my cat tonight, but that was my cat being very naughty and scratching the carpet. I was going to stand up, but I was in the middle of actually reading. I feel like he knows when I'm doing something else and I'm not paying attention to him, and he just starts really doing things that really, really get on my nerves. But oh well, I feel like the love that I have for him will calm me down a little bit. God damn. Talking felonies, how are you tonight? Hope you're doing well. I'm sorry, I didn't have my thing open. Hope you're having a great night. Sorry, I'm banning someone. Alrighty. Wow. It's crazy because, yeah, like I was saying, the second one sure didn't waste time. Alright. Let's see what WEAR has to say. WEARTV.com. This is from, is it not from Florida? Hold on. I think so. This is from Florida. This is weird. I don't normally have this happen to me. Okay. West Florida, high school teacher charged with shooting wife, brother-in-law in Tennessee. Let's watch this video. Wow, that's so sad, though. Again,
And a Escambia County teacher is now behind bars, facing a multi-million-dollar bond. Police say he shot two of his relatives, his wife and his brother-in-law, at a wedding over the weekend. The Escambia County School District today confirmed they have suspended him.
And Tanner Stewart is in the studio to tell us what we know about this situation. Tanner, we've seen multiple teachers face charges at the school this year.
Yes, Sue, for the third time this year, a teacher at West Florida High School is facing charges for violent crime, this time, though, in Tennessee. 29-year-old Cody Wiggins is charged with attempted homicide after police say he shot his wife and brother-in-law inside a hotel near Nashville Saturday night. The three were believed to be attending a wedding together at the hotel. Michael Valentine works the front desk at a nearby hotel. He said Marriott officials updated him after the shooting on how the events unfolded.
There was a huge argument here in the lobby of the hotel during the wedding event, and apparently either the wife of this man or the brother-in-law came running through the lobby who had been shot. And so the front desk agent called 911, and apparently they were here within 30 to 45 seconds.
The victims were
damn, his bond was set at $3.5 million.
transported by ambulance to Vanderbilt Hospital. We're waiting on an update with their condition. We have not learned what led up to the argument and shooting. Wiggins remains behind bars in Tennessee tonight, facing a $3.5 million bond. A source at West Florida High School tells WEAR the shooting comes as a total surprise, adding Wiggins is a U.S. Marine veteran who was very friendly and good-natured.
Escambia County School Superintendent Keith Leonard releasing a statement to WEAR saying in part the employee will be immediately suspended. He goes on to say that they'll continue to work with law enforcement as the case is brought to a close. In the studio, I'm Tanner Stewart.
Dang. My man went all the way to... He was in the Navy and everything. Crazy. I mean, I'm not really sure if he was ever deployed or not, but nonetheless, he was in the Navy. Had to go through a very long and difficult process to, you know, like accepted and whatnot, to do like boot camp and shit. You to do all this just to end up in jail. And I'm actually not sure if they passed away. I think that okay. So at the scene, officers located the two victims and began rendering aid. My man fled the scene, but police have not provided an update on their condition. This is the City of Franklin, Tennessee's government website. But same info. Does not say if they have been like an update on their condition. At this point, I guess silence is better than having some like bad news or having a sentence in this article added that they did indeed pass away. So hopefully they're in the hospital right now getting the treatment and the aid that they need, and they will be able to make a full recovery, and they'll be able to testify in court against this dude. And I'm pretty sure she's going to divorce him now, or at least that's what we think. That's what I think. It's probably what I do, but oh man, people are weird. But nonetheless, wishing them a speedy recovery, and hopefully that guy is put in jail for a very long time. Moving on to the next case, we'll find something interesting. Ooh, skip that one. And only because it's a I want to keep it in a certain amount of time so that we can move on to the reviewing of the Crime Talk videos. This one seems pretty interesting. Going to Florida. We're going to Florida. Title says, a man struck 86-year-old father with car, backed up, and drove forward multiple times, killing him. True Crime Daily, wow. Published November 13th, 2023, and this is in Treasure Island. Deputies arrested a 61-year-old man after he allegedly struck and killed his 86-year-old father with a car over the weekend. On Saturday, November 11th, shortly after 8:30 p.m., the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office responded to our bar at 245 108th Avenue in reference to a fatal hit-and-run crash. Investigators allege that Mark McEwen struck and dragged his father, Thomas McEwen, with a 2019 black Dodge Ram. Mark McEwen reportedly backed into a parking space, and his father walked toward the vehicle before falling. The vehicle started moving, and McEwen allegedly hit his father, dragging him in the parking lot. According to the sheriff's office, afterward, McEwen reversed the vehicle and drove over his father's body several times before fleeing the scene. The victim was transported to the hospital and pronounced dead. Deputies took Mark McEwen into custody, and he was booked into the Pinellas County Jail on a charge of leaving the scene of a crash involving death. Records show he was released on $50,000 bond the next day. The sheriff's office noted that impairment appears to be a factor in the crash. The investigation is ongoing. Wait, but the crash was him crashing into his father? Like they didn't categorize that as like second-degree murder or like some sort of like manslaughter. They categorized like if you were to crash with two cars, that's how they kind of made it seem that's he was released on bond. I'm telling you, sometimes I don't know if it's that the laws don't work for us, or is it that they're not enforced correctly? Because he ran him over. So he saw his father fall. He ran over him and he backed up and did it a few more times. And he was released. I mean, this is Florida. I don't want to, like judge other states and whatnot, but we all remember Casey Anthony. I mentioned this a lot on this stream. I think that's one of the cases that has pissed me off the most in like the history of like true crime world, if you want to call it that. because of the mere fact that there was just, we all knew. Everyone seeing it on their TVs, reading the news, seeing this person's attitude and how they were carrying themselves. The mere fact that we have never, ever heard anything about this child. And she was released. She didn't. She went to court and they found her not guilty. And she is out to this day. Saw a picture of her like 3 weeks ago. Someone posted it on TikTok, and she was at a party. No, actually, it was a video. It was a picture and a video. She was at a party, and dude, her daughter. Yeah, you're right, Duggan. Misapplication of laws. Mind you, that the child is. That's it. It's a lost cause at this point. She can't go back to court for the same thing because once you are tried and there's a verdict for that specific whatever you're being charged for, you can't go back to jail for that. So this person, even if they were to find him, if he makes it to court and they find him like not guilty or something, they wouldn't be able to charge him ever again for it, regardless of the evidence that they find. I'm just surprised that they released him. That's crazy. I wonder if there's a video of that. Wow, that would be... If there's like a security camera that would actually have recorded the whole thing and they'd be able to use that in court. Because, wow. That's unbelievable. I'm looking at the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office webpage. They don't really say anything interesting. It's the same information that True Crime Daily used for the article. And this is the jail records. Oh, no picture. Boo. I like the ones that have the picture on it. It has like mugshot. Oh, so wonderful. But this is boring. Don't have it. This is the criminal. Wow. Didn't matter that was his blood or a relative. It had no meaning or purpose in his life. Killed him just the same. Actually, a little bit hesitant. Fuck it. Okay. We're going to Montana. Title says, infant dies the day before his first birthday after father is fatally shot and collapses on him. True Crime Daily, published November 10th, 2023. And this is in Billings. I just to say this really quickly. I'm just moving forward. And it's not it's not because it's just when it's like babies and like kids and shit, it's like a different thing. It's not to say that when we read about things that happen to adults, but this website has a tendency of, I don't know if it's to pull heartstrings. I don't know. I'm not arguing against it. They use really nice pictures of, like, you know, showing the happiness of the children. They show the pictures like with their families and whatnot. But in and of itself, you know what you're reading, because if there's a picture of a kid, you already know. I mean, the title says it, but you can kind of put two and two together of just how gruesome it's going to be. So yeah, sorry. I just wanted to move the picture because we're about to read something pretty sad. All right. A family is grieving two loved ones after a 31-year-old man was fatally shot at a residence last week, then fell on top of his infant son, who also died. According to the Billings Police Department, on Wednesday, November 1st, at approximately 10:05 a.m., officers were called to a home on the 700 block of North 17th Street regarding a shooting. A witness told officers they noticed a vehicle pulling up to the house and a large volley of shots being fired into the neighboring residence. Police officers could not make contact with anyone inside the home, so they forced entry and located the adult male deceased and an unresponsive infant. Medics transported the child to a hospital, where he later died. KTVQ-TV identified the adult as Kenneth Morrison and the infant as Tik Morrison. In a news conference November 2nd, Billings Police Chief Rich St. John said it appears the male collapsed on the child. Investigators obtained a description of the suspect's vehicle and located it on the 300 block of South 28th Street. Another witness reportedly saw people get out of a pickup truck, run into the house, then flee into a neighboring house. Billings police officers locked down the residences, which resulted in the local SWAT team arriving. 10 people surrendered after 5 hours and were detained, but no arrests have been made in connection with the deaths of Kenneth and Tik Morrison. According to Tik Morrison's obituary, the boy, who also went by Ted, would have turned 1 year old on November 2nd. His family referred to him as Smiley and Bean, and he was described as an abundantly loving, kind, sweet, full of energy and fun. The obituary continued. Kenneth had many close friends and family throughout his lifetime, too many to mention. His circle was large, and he had a friend wherever he went. Wow. Dang, I wonder if he was carrying the child when it happened. Would have turned 1, huh? Yeesh.
He had a smile for the world.
Thursday was supposed to be a day of celebration.
Today is his birthday.
But it quickly turned to tragedy.
You don't think that those things are happening, but so much violence has happened lately.
A family that first planned a birthday party is now having to navigate not 1, but 2 funerals.
So did you guys have a party planned for him?
Yeah, we had it all set out and everything.
1-year-old Tik Morrison was killed Wednesday when someone opened fire on a home on the 700 block of North 17th Street. At least 25 shell casings were found outside the home. Police now say 31-year-old Kenneth Morrison was shot. He collapsed and fell on 1-year-old Tik, who was trapped until first responders could arrive.
This feels really messed up with the baby there too.
Family was informed of the tragedy through social media.
You found out through the news and social media?
Social media. That's how we found out originally.
While the family mourns the losses of not 1, but 2 family members, they want to ensure Tik is still celebrated.
Today, we just want you to know that we love you. Your mom wants to celebrate your day today. And just know that we all love you and we miss you already.
He's a baby that always put a smile on your face, that never cried anything. Happy birthday to Tik. We miss you and love you.
And they're doing their best to move forward, hoping justice will eventually be served for young Tik.
It was very tragic what happened, and that we just hope that justice does happen. That does happen for him, and we do know that, like, the little bit that his dad was trying to protect him, and that's tough.
In Billings, Kelsey Boggs, MTN News.
Dang, well, not the same. It's the memory just popped into my head. I remember as a kid, was it brother or sister of one of my classmates? I think it was I was in like the 4th or 5th grade, but I remember the child would sleep on the parent's bed, infant. Child slept there one time. Dad was sleeping next to him. Dad had, I guess, a bit too much to drink, or not, and he rolled over and obviously in the same situation. In this case, the father was shot and he fell on his child. And what I'm saying now, the person rolled over and they smothered the child. Only, the same in a sense because of the putting the weight on the actual child to the point of death. Very sad. This kid didn't even make it to 1. They don't really explain the reason as to why the shooting occurred. But wow, that's incredibly sad. Call him Bean. Kind of did look like a little bean. Crazy. I think about these things and I assimilate them to my like surroundings, and I'll probably have to call my nephews and nieces tomorrow, check on them, see how they're doing, because it'll stick with me. Dude, look, I mean, that's why, you feel me? See why I sort of like skipped through it before we read. It's just it's hard to get through it when you see the picture. Look at it, bro. That sucks. All right, let's move on to the next case. Let's see. I had a few. For example, like this case. What I was mentioning before. Not all the cases are necessarily true crime cases. More of an informative article about things that happen all across the country. But it says Illinois woman convicted of killing her elderly mother in the face. A horrible thing to do to your mom. Very bad, obviously. But does it have to be on a true crime website? I don't know. You tell me. I wouldn't put it there personally, but that's why I mean with just skipping over this one and just not that case specifically. Let's see. I think I saw this one that was interesting. We're going to West Virginia. Title says, West Virginia woman arrested for allegedly stabbing teen in the back with a large knife. True Crime Daily published November 15th, 2023, and this is in Clarksburg. It says a 35-year-old woman is in custody after allegedly stabbing a teen boy in the back. On November 7th at noon, Clarksburg Police Department officers received a call about a stabbing on Clay Street and found the victim on a neighboring street with a wound to his right shoulder. He was taken to a nearby hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Officers identified Amber Zenisek as the suspected stabber and issued a warrant for her arrest on a charge of malicious assault. Jail records show she was arrested November 13 and is being held at the North Central Regional Jail on $20,000 bond. According to the criminal complaint cited by WBOY-TV, responding officers found the 17-year-old at a Hardee's near Clay Street and determined he had been stabbed in the back. The victim reportedly told police Zenisek attacked him with a large knife after he turned around to walk away. WDTV reports the stabbing allegedly occurred inside an apartment. This is not her son, though. I just want to put that out there. This is a 35-year-old woman. And this is a 17-year-old that was in this woman's home, and she stabbed him in the back. And this was in her apartment. It says it right there. Reports the stabbing allegedly occurred inside an apartment. She could have stabbed him, with those big old mops on her eyelids. Did you see? I think one of the reasons why I picked this one was because I thought that she had sort of like a Michael Myers thing going on her face. But no, that's her. That's all her. All her. But yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. Again, it does not say anywhere here that they are related, that they are they don't make it very clear, so it's up in the air. But just throwing it out there. This is a 35-year-old woman who stabbed a 17-year-old in the back. They don't say why. It's just stabbed him in the back because he turned around to walk away from her. Yeah. That's a very good quick scene. How it starts to click. I mean, at face value, you would just think that, oh yeah, this crazy woman stabbed someone in the back. But if you really think about it, yeah, dude, what was a 17-year-old kid doing at a 35-year-old's apartment? All right, let's check out this website here. It's at wboy.com. This is from Fairmont. It says a woman charged after allegedly stabbing teenager in the back in Clarksburg. I thought you had a video for me. You do not. Lies. Let's see if this one has anything. Wonderful. Have I been on this website before? Apparently so. WDTV.com. This is from Bridgeport, West Virginia. Wow, it's 42 degrees there, huh? It's going to be a pretty cold fall/winter. It does sound like one. Yikes. That's all I'm going to say.
Harrison County woman has been charged after authorities say she stabbed a teenager in Clarksburg. This is 35-year-old Amber Zinasek of Clarksburg.
Listen, she looks like she has a mask on her face. It looks like you can peel this part and you can reveal something underneath. This is some scary shit.
Police responded to a stabbing on November 7th around noon, according to a criminal complaint.
I think it's mostly
authorities say that a
area.
17-year-old was stabbed in an apartment. Police say when they found the victim, he had a stab wound on his right shoulder. Authorities say they have video surveillance footage that shows Zinasek stabbing the victim. The victim was taken to United Hospital Center with non-life-threatening injuries. Zinasek has been charged with malicious assault and is being held at North Central Regional Jail on a $20,000 bond.
Yeah, no. They just... Is this the same? Is this like...
Just shocked. I'm like, how? Tori Yeager was shocked and confused when her fourth grader...
Not that. This is another case. I would have loved to know that same question, Duncan, if they were in a relationship or something. I mean, she needs to be charged. Because I don't know about Florida. I'm pretty sure it's all 50 states. I haven't really changed it yet, so... I guess depends on where you are, but pretty sure 17 is still underage and she can go to jail for that, or at least have charges added to the fact that she tried to kill someone. Wow. 35, huh? Last time I did a live stream, we read about like a disgusting ex-teacher. She's like 75 years old, and she was she was forcing a minor into a relationship and stuff, and like the article we read described. I have the video posted on YouTube. You can check it out. What is happening? What is happening? Are we okay? I don't think we're okay. I don't think we're doing good in life. Yeesh. They should totally register. She should be on a watch list, because this is it's that. It really is. I'm surprised they just casually wrote it there, and the news video that we just watched just reported on it, and they said both ages. So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about maybe that county or state. I don't know, maybe they have like another age of consent that's not 18, but my understanding it's 18. I don't know if anything has changed, so I hope she does register and there are charges added on to her, but wishful thinking, because again, not one peep out of the news video that we just watched. All right, moving on. Oh my goodness, we're going to Missouri. Title says, Missouri man allegedly kills wife and himself in front of daycare children and staff. True Crime Daily, published November 15th, 2023. And this is in Grain Valley. And it says, police announced this week that a 31-year-old man allegedly killed his wife before taking his own life in front of a daycare facility during pickup. according to a news release from the Grain Valley Police Department. On Monday, November 13th, shortly before 6 p.m., officers responded to Milestone Academy to a report of shots fired in the parking lot. Police found 2 people dead at the scene, Shasta Gilmore and her husband, Randall Gilmore. Police said that it was an isolated domestic incident that resulted in a murder-suicide. According to the statement, Randall Gilmore allegedly shot his wife and then himself as the daycare facility was closing for the day. The couple's children and other daycare attendees and staff reportedly witnessed the incident during parent pickup. Bam. In a statement posted on social media, the director and owners of Milestone Academy said, "The gravity of the situation is undeniable, and our thoughts and prayers are with all those affected. We acknowledge the tremendous support from the Grain Valley community, school district, and appreciate the professionalism of the police during this ongoing investigation." Milestone Academy said their daycare services resumed on Wednesday, November 15th, and they're providing counselors. Police said their victim advocate division will also be present. Police said in a statement, "We are heartbroken over this horrific act of violence and continue to keep the children in our thoughts and prayers." Wow, this happened 2 days ago, huh? Crazy. Definitely, they will need counselors. Wow. At a daycare facility. Wow. Third one, and it's been only an hour since we started. By time it's indeed a bastard. First off, killed his wife. So this is the third one that. Sorry, give me one sec. It's the third case today that involves a husband killing his wife. But yeah, I agree with you, Duncan. I have absolutely no idea why involve other people that have absolutely nothing to do with it, especially like babies and children. I feel like people fail to realize that babies and like children are they're human beings as well. Damn. And in front of not so much in front of the kids, but in front of the staff as well, because it's tough enough they have to deal all day with kids, other people's children, let alone then now having to deal with the trauma that this is going to leave behind. I mean, I'd be scared out of my mind if I'd have to work in a place where something like that happened. Because not only did he shoot his wife, he shot himself too. So it's a very horrific scene. And I can only imagine the chaos that caused in that place there. Fucking daycare facility out of all the places. I looked up the age consent in Florida. It's 18. So it is 18. There you go. So, and they said their own kids saw it. Oh, damn. Yeah. So, I think that she's going to have more charges added to her, and she's going to be going to jail for a very long time. I mean, mind you, she stabbed him in the back. But on top of that, now, it's pretty obvious that something was happening there. But in case you're just stopping into the stream now, sorry. I'm talking about a previous case that we read beforehand about a grown adult that stabbed a 17-year-old in the back, and they were alone in an apartment. So they're crazy. Hope she goes to jail for a very long time. All right, this one doesn't have any news articles or anything. Wow. You know what really ticks me off? That they commit suicide. So it's not so much that you're... you have no ounce of courage in you at all to have just done it to yourself. But no, you cause the pain on the person that you shot. So you killed your wife, and you just destroyed a whole family because that person had people that loved her. And, you know, she didn't make it to the age that she had when she was murdered, you know, through thin air. You know, she lived. She met people. She had family members. She had friends. She had people that loved her. You know, she was probably at the daycare. What was she? The couple's children. So her own kids watched all this happen in front of them. Now they're traumatized for life. They don't have parents. Wow. That is insane. This is like this is a clusterfuck. It doesn't matter how you look at it. There's just so many people that are now under severe trauma because of this. I mean, as an adult, we can process trauma in different ways. You know, we can seek help. But children respond in a completely different manner. They don't know. So, you know, it's something that they're confronted with in that moment, especially the couple's children. And now they have to live their whole lives without their parents because of their father. And they can't do anything about it because he killed himself. Wow. Overall, just complete clusterfuck. Unbelievable. Yeesh. Yeesh and yikes. That's all I'm going to say. This next one that we are going to jump into, I have been following for the past 2 days. This is really horrific. And, I mean, yeah, we read it. Every case that we read, it's just like, what the fuck kind of thing. But this one specifically, if you don't follow the news or anything, I don't know if you've heard about it. If you're not on TikTok, you might not have heard about it. I'm not sure if this story is trending on Instagram and whatnot, but it sure is trending on TikTok, and I saw it, and I've been following sort of like what's happening. But we're gonna go to Las Vegas, and it says title says Las Vegas teen dies after getting ambushed and fatally beaten by 15 people. True Crime Daily, published November 14th, 2023, and this is in Las Vegas. This one has an update to it, so perfect. Okay, so Las Vegas Metro Police announced November 14th that 8 juveniles were taken into custody in connection with Jonathan Lewis's death and booked into the Clark County Juvenile Hall on a charge of open murder. A video of the attack circulated around social media, which Under Sheriff Andrew Walsh said in a news conference was extremely disturbing. Lieutenant Jason Johansson said the fight occurred right after school in an alley. A witness reportedly saw Lewis unconscious in an alley and carried him back to Rancho High School. Johansson said Lewis suffered unsurvivable head trauma. He described the very graphic video, saying there are about 10 individuals kicking, stomping, and punching our victim Jonathan as he is on the ground, not defending himself, and to the point where he becomes unconscious. The fight was reportedly over stolen wireless headphones and possibly over a stolen cannabis vape pen that occurred that week. Lewis and his friend reportedly agreed to fight in the alley after school. Johansson said Lewis and others walked to the alley, and Lewis took off some of his clothing and got into fighting one person. Someone threw a punch, and right after, 10 subjects immediately swarmed him, put him on the ground, and began kicking, punching, and stomping him. Investigators determined there were 10 people in the video. 8 have been positively identified. Lewis was declared brain dead November 7th. Following his death, his family donated his organs. Officials executed 9 search warrants and were able to find clothing that the suspects allegedly wore during the attack. The suspects range between the ages of 13 to 17 years old. 10. I saw that video. And yeah, let me tell you that it was really hard to see. It's not it's not as if he didn't have a chance. The way they were hitting him, he didn't have a chance, and that's very sad, very sad. This made headline news. This is like all over CNN and whatnot. I specifically saw it on TikTok because I normally just am on TikTok, and I'll just watch the news videos there and whatnot. But there's a lot of people talking about it, and it's really sad. It's really sad because it was literally because of headphones and a vape pen. Oh, it's the first time you're hearing about it? Yeah, though it has caused quite a ruckus. Mostly because it was 10 people against one, and yeah, they kick him. There's just like one portion of it that one of them kicks him so hard that I think that's when he goes unconscious, because you can't really see it like that, but by his like body movement, you can tell that that's the moment when it completely changed, and he ended up just passing away. He was killed. Let's call it like that. It was a brain dead, and he just passed away. Very sad. Very sad indeed. Let us see if we can find a video real quick. If not, we'll go on Google for this one, because again, this is this it? Oh, okay. So the video started here. I am going to take myself off of the screen. I'm going to go get something real quick. I'll be right back, but I'll leave the Under Sheriff Andrew Walsh is going to be explaining a little bit more about the case. We'll just leave it until he finishes explaining it, and then we'll move on before the questions, because normally dives deep into that, and the video is 17 minutes long, and I'm gonna leave the whole thing. So where is this? I appreciate you being here, Duggan. Means the world to me. Thank you very much. Your time is very valuable. The fact that you are here, spending even 1 minute with me, means the world to me. All right, I'll be right back.
First 2000. Jonathan.
Stop it.
Update on the senseless beating investigation, and now a murder investigation where the victim was 17-year-old Jonathan Lewis, and this occurred on November 1st, 2023. And I want to take this moment to just also recognize the work that the members of our homicide section have done once again to bring closure to a senseless crime that occurred in our community. I'm here today to announce that we have 8 suspects in custody for the murder of Jonathan Lewis, and those 8 suspects will be charged with the crime of murder. Our work in this investigation is far from over, and we need all of your help as we continue with this investigation. And the reason I say that is many of you and many people in the community have seen the violent video that has circulated throughout our community via social media. And if you or your child or somebody you know has seen that video and recognizes anybody that may have been a participant in this senseless crime, you need to get a hold of us and our homicide section, like I said earlier, as we further our investigation. And on a personal note, I want to say, just as a parent and as a member of this community, is the video that's out there and the videos that we have mentioned throughout this investigation and that you've seen reported in the media, they're extremely disturbing. And this should be a reminder to all of us to have those difficult conversations with our children and remind them that their actions have consequences. Their actions have lasting consequences. Their actions have life-altering consequences. So to provide you with the further details of this investigation and the arrests that were made today is Lieutenant Jason Johansson from our homicide section.
Thank you, Sheriff. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jason Johansson, the Homicide Lieutenant with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. My goal here today is to provide you a brief overview of the initial investigation when we responded up until the point of the arrest of the 8 subjects today during our operation. Let me start off with our response. On November 1st of 2023, the Clark County School District Police Department, they responded to a report of a battery as a result of a fight. Initially, it came out at Rancho High School. Very quickly, in the initial preliminary investigation, it was determined that the actual fight occurred in the alleyway at 1308 21st Street, which, as you can see on the map to my left, is directly east of Rancho High School in close proximity. And it was learned that this fight occurred right after school had let out at Rancho High School, and it is believed that all members that were involved in this incident, whether it be as witnesses, suspects, and victims, were attendees of Rancho High School. We also learned that how the victim ended up back at Rancho was that after the fight occurred, he was laying unconscious and unresponsive in the back alley, and a citizen nearby saw him, began attending to him, and carried him back to Rancho High School, which is what prompted the initial 911 phone calls related to this incident. Following medical's response, he was transported to UMC, where very early on in the investigation it was determined that Mr. Lewis had sustained non-survivable head trauma, and that was when the homicide section responded, and we took over this investigation due to the extent of his injuries. As you know, the video that has been shared widely on social media, which I'm not going to show today, but many people have seen it, is very graphic, and in my opinion is very void of humanity. What you see in the video, though, is approximately 10 subjects kicking, stomping, and punching.
I didn't realize it.
Our victim, Jonathan, as he's on the ground, not defending himself, and to the point where he becomes unconscious. During our investigation, we quickly learned that the fight was actually over a pair of stolen wireless headphones and possibly over a stolen marijuana vape pen from incidents that occurred earlier in the week, and that as a result of those stolen items, which were taken from the victim or the victim's friends, they had agreed to fight with several of the subjects in the back alley where the fight occurred. After school let out, all parties then walked to that back alley where, as you see in the video, our victim removes his clothing, engages in a fight initially with one subject, and the minute the punch is thrown with that person, 10 subjects immediately swarm him, put him to the ground, and begin kicking, punching, and stomping on him. Over the course of this investigation and in close coordination with Clark County School District Police Department and Rancho High School administrators, we were able to quickly identify many of the subjects involved in the fight from the video that was taken and shared off of social media. As a result, we have identified approximately 10 subjects that were involved in the murder. 8 of those subjects we have been able to positively identify. On November 7th, our team was advised by family members that our victim had sustained, was currently medically brain dead, at which point in time they had made a decision to donate his organs. And yesterday, the victim was, an autopsy was performed by the Clark County Coroner's Office on the victim, where his cause of death was blunt force trauma homicide. As I mentioned earlier, as a result of our investigation, we were able to identify 8 of those 10 subjects. And based on that investigation, we conducted an apprehension operation this morning with the FBI Criminal Apprehension Team and members of our Major Violence and Narcotics Bureau. During that operation, we were able to arrest all 8 subjects, and we executed 9 search warrants at various residences throughout the Las Vegas Valley. During those search warrants, detectives were able to obtain numerous clothing from the residences that the suspects wore during the attack on Mr. Lewis. All subjects that were arrested in this incident range from the age of 13 to 17. All are juveniles, and all were booked into the Clark County Juvenile Hall on charges of murder. The case will now be turned over to the Clark County District Attorney's Office, who we've been in close coordination with, and we'll go through the normal steps of determining, going through the normal steps for them to be certified as an adult.
Woo.
As the undersheriff mentioned in this investigation, it is far from over. We've identified 8 of the 10 we believe are responsible for the murder. But through our PIO office, we will be pushing out additional pictures of 2 individuals that we have yet to identify that participated in the incident, and with the requesting assistance from the community with identifying them. I also want to secondly ask anybody in the community that if you know anybody who witnessed this, if you see video of this from social media, please don't just believe we have it. There's a high likelihood that there's additional video out there that we don't have. I encourage anyone, if you have that video, to please contact the LVPD homicide section, or if you wish to remain anonymous, that video can be shared through Clark County, through Crime Stoppers in Nevada. That information is very necessary in investigations like this.
Hold on. Maybe they have a not so graphic one that the news uses, because they don't always show things just like that. So maybe hold on, maybe we can find one that so okay, so I think this one may show a little bit of it. I don't think it'll be anything. Here, you can kind of tell. What I'll do is maybe for this, maybe I can put it bigger. I'm not sure if you can see it big, but let's see if I can make this a little bigger. All right, there we go. That way I don't have to put all full screen and whatnot. Okay. Alright, so I don't know if you saw that. I'm going to repeat it one more time. Put myself back into frame. Okay. So then just... So I don't know, yeah. Let's not put it again, but there's a moment where you can see with one of the kicks that he goes unconscious. You can see that the body goes limp there, and yeah. The one I saw was a little bit longer. I think there's another angle as well. There's a closer angle to it, but yeah, this is the one that made it to the USA Today, and it's still pretty bad. It's still pretty bad. Again, you can see if we go a little slower. So he is the one. This won't let me go. It doesn't let me do the thing to make it go slower. But he's the one in white. Obviously, he's the one that you can see on the floor. Yeah, that happened, and now they're going to be tried as adults. Isn't that something, huh? Over a fight that could have been easily avoided. Like, they could have easily avoided this whole thing, but and even then, even if they are going to fight, whatever happened to just like a fight? I'll be honest with you. I've only had one fight in my whole life, and I was like 12. And listen, I got my ass whooped, but it was only him and I fighting, no one else. And yeah, as much as I tried, homie was bigger than me. He whooped my ass. But that's it. Life moved on after that. He's really bald now, so I don't really feel bad about that. But yeah, you get into fights when you grow up. That's how it goes. But one thing is that, like, 1-to-1 fight, you know, you just get it over with, as opposed to, in this case, literally being murdered by 15 people. It's one thing, a punch. The other thing is, like, 15 different people with different levels of strength kicking and punching you. I'm glad they're all in jail. I'm glad that a good chunk of them are going to be tried as adults. I've said it here before. I'll say it again. Just as much as an adult is capable of committing murders, teens are capable of it as well. I guess not children, but I would say young teens are also extremely capable of committing murders. There are very famous true crime cases that have been perpetrated by young teens and teens. So, again, just like not the one-on-one fighting thing is, I don't understand. I could get 3 people, but wow, really? Really? 15 of you jumped in to beat up one person? Yikes. Yeah. He did have the upper hand because he clocked him. He clocked him pretty good. I guess that was what triggered everyone else. And that happened. Wow, that sucks. All right. We're going to Wisconsin. Title says, 80-year-old arrested 38 years after allegedly fatally shooting woman in the head amid love triangle. True Crime Daily, published November 14th, 2023, and this is in Polk County. An 80-year-old woman was taken into custody in Arizona on suspicion of shooting and killing a woman in a nearly 40-year-old cold case. WEAU-TV reports the Polk County Sheriff's Office announced Mary Jo Bailey was arrested in Maricopa County, Arizona, in connection with Yvonne Menke's unsolved death from 1985. Wisconsin court records show Bailey is charged with first-degree murder. According to the Polk County Cold Case Unit, Menke was fatally shot in the early morning hours of December 12, 1985, in St. Croix Falls, or Qua. She sustained 3 gunshot wounds to the head and neck while leaving for work. A witness reportedly saw a person of interest wearing a gray coat and dark hat flee the area. The affidavit shared by WEAU says one of Menke's daughters told investigators Menke had an on and off relationship with a man named Jack Owen, though they had issues because he reportedly had a roving eye and was always looking the ladies over. Owen reportedly also had a relationship with a woman named Mary Jo, but the daughter did not know Mary Jo's last name at the time. The daughter reportedly said the relationship with Mary Jo had caused problems between Jack and her mother. At the scene, investigators reportedly noticed a shoe print in the snow with the word Arctic near the heel. The print reportedly followed the direction where the suspect fled following the shooting. According to the affidavit, Menke was killed on a staircase near the parking garage. Based on Menke's injuries and locations of the gunshots, investigators said the suspect would have been positioned above Menke's body at the time and or positioned near Menke's head, indicating that the suspect walked up the stairs, walked over a portion of Yvonne Menke's body, and then fired 2 additional rounds into the side of Menke's head. She was shot with a .22 caliber gun. Owen reportedly said he learned about Menke's death from a bank teller the same day. The affidavit says investigators learned Owen, Menke, and Bailey, who was known as Mary Jo Lundsman at the time, were involved in somewhat of a love triangle. Owen reportedly simultaneously dated Bailey and Menke, and both couples often broke up, but always seemed to rekindle their relationships. Officers spoke with Menke the day after the shooting, and she allegedly started crying. She allegedly said She and Owen stopped seeing each other on a steady basis 3 years prior. She said she saw Owen on December 10th, but only because they share an interest in horses. She said she and Menke talked on the phone once about Jack and his behavior. She described the talk as good, because until then, neither of them knew where the other stood. Menke told officers she owned a .22 caliber pistol that her ex allegedly gave to her. She also showed him a pair of Arctic cat boots, which matched the shoe prints found at the scene. One witness allegedly told police they believed Mary Jo was capable of killing Yvonne. The day before the shooting, Bailey reportedly became upset with Owen because he did not invite her to his birthday party. And a few days before that, Owen and Menke were seen in public together. The witness said they speculated that whoever killed Yvonne Menke did it to erase competition. Over the initial course of the investigation, detectives interviewed 19 people, but the case eventually went cold. Polk County investigators reopened Menke's case in late 2021 and made it a priority to locate and re-interview witnesses and others who had knowledge of Jack Owen, Mary Jo Lundsman, and Yvonne Menke before, during, and after the homicide. Investigators spoke with Bailey, who lives in Arizona, on September 21st, 2022, and continued to interview several new people, including one person who said she always figured that Mary Jo was the one who had the audacity to think she could kill someone. One of the witnesses from the original investigation said Owen allegedly couldn't fake it anymore and wanted to be with Yvonne. Bailey would allegedly call Owen, but he reportedly did not pick up or refused to see her. The affidavit says detectives believe the crime and the up-close and personal attack appeared to show personal knowledge and a strong emotional reaction towards Yvonne Menke. Additionally, her killer was not a stranger to Yvonne, but rather someone who was aware of her and her daily habits. The affidavit said that based on the witness interviews, evidence taken from the scene, and Bailey's suspected animosity towards Yvonne, there was enough suspected proof to issue a warrant for her arrest. Wow. I just feel like I read a true crime detective love triangle book. All packaged into one article. Yeah, 1985. And you know what's crazy? I don't know if you know JCS, Jim Can't Swim. He's the one that does the psychological analysis of police interrogations. He has the one for Chris Watts that's it's hard to watch just because they go through like the whole case and whatnot, and that's probably one of the most horrendous cases I've heard so far. But they have one specifically about this person called Stephanie Lazarus. If you don't know the Stephanie Lazarus case, she killed her. Okay, so she was dating someone, right? And they were in love. That was the love of her life. They were together for a very long time. He dumped her. He didn't want to be with her anymore. He didn't like her like that. But she would occasionally come around and they would engage in sexual activities, and basically the relationship was like that until he met someone else. When he met someone else, he fell deeply in love with this person. He ended up marrying her. Turns out Stephanie did not like this, and Stephanie shot and killed her ex's wife. The thing is, she was a police officer, and since she knew so well how to cover up everything, she was able to do it. Until probably like 25 to 30 years later, this was in Los Angeles, the case had gone cold because they couldn't figure out who had shot the lady. Kenpachi, how are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here. So once the case was reopened, because she was a police officer, she was actually the one that was presiding over the case when it was first discovered, so she was able to sweep everything under a rug. When, again, like I mentioned, the case was reopened early, it was like 2000 something, 2008, 2009. Turns out she was still working at the same police department, and the detectives that reopened the case worked a few offices in the same department from Stephanie Lazarus. And the video on JCS is the interrogation portion of it, because they had already singled her out because there was just overwhelming evidence of her committing the crime. There had been a lot of things that had happened prior to the murder being committed. But yeah, as it turns out, she was arrested by her own fellow police mates from her facility, from the police precinct that she worked at. Literally, she went into the interrogation room, and then she went into the same jail that was right there, having stood up from her desk because she was working. She was in charge of the division of art. Like when it comes to like people that steal art and whatnot, and like really big renowned paintings and shit that get stolen and stuff, she was in charge of that department in Los Angeles. So picture that. She stood up from her desk, and then she was taken to the same jail where she once worked as a police officer, putting other people into jail. So it reminds me a lot of this case. Perfectly great example of people thinking that they're going to get away with things and acting extremely surprised when they wind up in jail because of the crimes they committed. Mind you, this woman's 85 years old. So, 80 years old. Regardless of what she's charged with, you know she's going to die in jail. So, I don't know. Well, listen, this was in 1985. She had a good 38 years of freedom. Things change. You're going to jail now, lady. I don't know what to tell you. I have no idea what to say to you, but I don't know. Hope jail is comfortable, I guess, the very least. Alright, we'll watch this quick video and then we'll... guess not. She was so shocked. It's a notorious interrogation, ducking, because of the facial expressions that she does throughout the whole interrogation. And she only does it when she's lying. But when she tells the truth, you can see how her face completely changes. And she'll answer the questions. Yeah, well, you know, this isn't this and this. But whenever she goes into her lying mode, that's when she starts doing all the faces. It's so weird. Such a weird lady. But it's a very interesting video to watch. I absolutely love JCS. Anytime he posts a video, I'm putting it on Discord right away because obviously I want to watch it with other people. But I'll just like repeat it a few times because I like to kind of analyze what he's saying, because I just find it so interesting. Sucks that his videos either get taken down or he takes a very long time to release videos. But nonetheless, every time he releases one, I'm there. Really good content creator. Duckin, do you know JCS? Some people do need help, Kenpachi. Unfortunately, we live in a place that it's really hard. It's so hard to get that help. Wow. I'll tell you that. Okay, so we read about the hockey player. Oh boy. Alright, we're going to Los Angeles. Title says, Los Angeles man who allegedly dumped torso in trash, accused in gruesome killing of wife, in-laws. True Crime Daily, published November 14th, 2023. And it says, prosecutors formally charged a 35-year-old man with 3 counts of murder this week in connection with the disappearance and likely deaths of his wife and in-laws just days after a man discovered a human torso inside a dumpster. Wow. The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office announced the charges Monday, November 13th, alleging Samuel Haskell killed his wife, May Haskell, her mother, Yang Xiang Wang, and father, Gao Shang Li. 3 victims, who all lived together at a home in Tarzana, were reportedly last seen November 6th. On November 7th, Samuel Haskell allegedly hired day laborers to move heavy trash bags from his residence. One of the workers reportedly opened a bag and discovered apparent human body parts, so they called police. Later that day, surveillance footage reportedly showed Haskell dumping a large bag into a dumpster on the 1600 block of Ventura Boulevard. The next day, someone looking through the dumpster reportedly opened the trash bag and discovered the torso. Jeez. According to the Los Angeles Police Department, investigators went to Haskell's home on the 4100 block of Coldstream Terrace and arrested him November 8th. May Haskell and Samuel Haskell reportedly have 3 children, who are now in a family member's care. May Haskell and her parents are still considered missing. Haskell is currently being held in a Los Angeles County jail without bail. If convicted, Haskell could face up to life in prison without parole. District Attorney George Gascon said in a news release, "These shocking and gruesome crimes have sent shockwaves through our community. We stand with the victims' loved ones during this unimaginably difficult time and will do everything in our power to ensure justice is served." Wow. Could you imagine? Wow. Just opening a bag and you're discovering human body parts. That's crazy. Oh, Kenpachi, a lot of the cases that we read here on True Crime Daily, some of them don't, it's either still being investigated or it either still being investigated. It's something extremely new that they have very little information on, or it's a lot of times that they're either on the run or a lot of them kill themselves too. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, I do agree. A lot of them never get caught. This one did. This one did get caught. He's not going anywhere for a very long time. Let's see. Is this from Facebook? They love using Facebook as the place where they put all the information. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's any information. Okay, so he's being held on a $2 million bail. Damn. I'm trying to see. Okay, so. Okay, so they're trying to locate Mei Li, people that are in the pictures. So it's Mei Li, the Gaoshan, and Yang Xiang. And there's 2 vehicles that are missing. Gotcha. So all they have is the torso. They're still trying to figure out where all of the other body parts are. Yikes. I hope we get some more information on this. Moving on. Holy shit, that was crazy. Okay, let's see what time it is. We'll do 2 more. No, they don't say why he did it. Especially since the investigation is still ongoing. They probably won't have a motive to it. I can tell kind of when there's when they have more information on it, because the articles tend to be a lot longer. It's like the one that we just read about the 80-year-old woman. They have copious amounts of information on it because it's such an old case, but a lot of the ones that we read here are pretty short because it's things that literally just happened like a day or 2 ago, a week ago, and whatnot. But yeah. Let's try to see. I mean, I'm just gonna read it because of the case that we saw beforehand about the teen and the high school. We're going to Nebraska. Listen to this title: 16-year-old accused of fatally stabbing newborn and leaving the body in a closet. True Crime Daily, published November 13th, 2023, and this is in Gordon. A 16-year-old girl was arrested last week after she allegedly stabbed her child in the chest multiple times right after giving birth. According to KOLN TV, on Monday, November 6th, Gordon Police Department officers responded to a residence after receiving a call regarding an unresponsive newborn. The suspect's father reportedly told police the child was not born alive and it was too late. Gordon police officers went inside the residence and located the 16-year-old and her mother, who was holding the infant. The teen's mother reportedly was sobbing and told police her daughter hurt him, adding, "You can see the marks." The Scottsbluff Star-Herald, which cites the arrest affidavit, reports one of the officers at the scene attempted to give the child first aid, but then saw the baby's throat had been cut through the windpipe. The infant had also suffered multiple stab wounds to the left side of his chest. The girl's parents reportedly told police that about an hour before police arrived, the teen took a boning knife out of a kitchen drawer, which was still missing when they checked again. The teen reportedly said she needed to go to a drugstore to buy menstrual pads. The parents allegedly noticed their dog go into their daughter's room, and when they followed, they found a large amount of blood. When the teen returned from the store, her mother asked her about the blood. The teen allegedly admitted to killing the child. The father found the newborn's body in her closet. Later that night, the girl's father discovered the boning knife in the closet as well. The teen was transported to a hospital to undergo surgery. She was arrested on charges of first-degree murder and use of a deadly weapon to commit a felony. Wow. I can't even believe I read that. Oh yeah, well, Kenpachi, I try not to do so much of the more famous ones because there's just so many content creators that have already covered a lot of them. I have covered some. I have on the YouTube channel for this true crime, but I haven't done like the extra famous cases like the Mansons and the Ted Bundys and whatnot. Mostly because just it's been covered so many times at this point already, and if you write the name on YouTube, you find like endless amounts of content creators that have the same thing. But there are certain cases that I am interested in talking about that I will make videos on eventually. I like going more down this route because these are, again, things that are happening right now, and a lot of people only focus on the true crime cases when they become famous, as opposed to all of the things that are just continuously happening. I mean, think about it. I don't think this is something that would make it to the status of, those really high prolific serial killer cases, but this is pretty horrendous if you think about it. Not only was the baby stabbed, but just baby had her throat cut. So yeah, it's, you don't need Ted Bundy when you have all these cases happening all the time, because again, this is pretty horrible. I don't want to automatically say that this is something that is, attributing it to mental illness. I don't know. They don't really say anything here about anything like that, so I don't want to jump into any sort of conclusions. But if it's just like my own personal opinion, the 16-year-old is the mother of the child. Postpartum depression is very serious. Very serious. And there have been many cases where there has been, signs of postpartum depression. Not saying that that's something that causes someone to commit a murder, but could have some sort of influence on it. I'm not saying that's what happened in this case, but I'm saying that it could potentially be. I mean, it did say that the mother said that the child was not born alive and it was too late, but still went ahead and proceeded to stab the child. So, yeah, again, I don't want to just say it's mental illness like that, because it takes away from, actual mental illness cases that are out there. But this child was 16 as a child. I don't care what the law says. 16 as a child. This child was maybe not mentally prepared to have a child. Maybe there were some things beforehand. All we know right now is there is a baby that was murdered. It's called how it is. Child was murdered. I'm not saying it was intentional. We don't know. There are no details like that, but quite sad. It's quite sad indeed. Let's say Luis Garavito. And I think that anyone who does something like this is not right in the head. Yeah, it could well be. It could well be. That's why I'll discard it as a possibility. There could be a lot of things that could lead to something like this happening, but let's watch this quick video from 011now.com. A 16-year-old Nebraska girl charged with murder and stabbing death of newborn. We'll do this one, and then we'll look for one more case, and then we'll move on to the reviewing of Crime Talk videos. I really enjoyed that the last time. I'm gonna make it a staple in my live streams.
Right now to a disturbing story out of western Nebraska, where a 16-year-old girl has been arrested and charged with first-degree murder. She's accused of stabbing her newborn to death. And I do want to warn you, these details are upsetting. Last Monday, police in Gordon were called to a home where a baby reportedly wasn't breathing. Now, while some details are not clear, court documents show an officer entered a bedroom and found the baby's throat had been cut and the infant had stab wounds to the chest as well. Later on, a bloody knife was found wrapped in a coat hidden in the teen's closet. It's been sent off to a lab for testing. That girl is in jail, being held without bond, and is due back in court on Thursday.
I was just shocked. I'm like, how?
Dang. I read the title, and I should have known what I was getting myself into when reading this. Wow. Crazy. Okay, one more. Okay, let's see. Dun, dun. Wow. Look at just listen to the title of this one. A newborn child remains discovered at Massachusetts recycling facility. I'm telling you, dude, people are losing their minds. It's like I feel like a broken record, but it's just I don't think people fully realize that kids and children are human beings too. Just like pop kids out and they miss that point, and wow. We're going to Michigan. Title says, woman who allegedly set X on fire, now accused of killing butcher shop owner. True Crime Daily, published November 10th, 2023. This is in Ishpeming. A woman accused of trying to kill her husband by setting him on fire 2 years ago has been charged with murder after a local butcher shop owner died following a house fire. Marquette County court records show Julie Boxley was arrested November 6th on charges of first-degree homicide, murder, and first-degree arson in connection with the death of Glenn Andrews. According to WLUC-TV, Boxley temporarily lived with Andrews and his wife and acted as a caretaker for the wife because she was sick. On March 5th, Boxley allegedly set Andrews' house on fire in Ishpeming Township, but 2 people, including Andrews, managed to escape. Andrews died 2 weeks later from injuries sustained from the blaze. Andrews owned Glenn's Smokehouse, a popular meat shop in the area. Boxley was arrested in June 2021 for allegedly dousing her ex-husband in lighter fluid and setting him on fire. The victim reportedly did not sustain any injuries because the fire went out almost immediately. Boxley was charged with third-degree arson and assault with intent to do bodily harm. Boxley's arraignment is scheduled for November 27th. What did you think was going to happen? If you didn't charge her, I mean, you just charged her with, I guess, third-degree arson, but she didn't go to jail for it. This was for the time she did it to her ex-husband in June 2021. But now she went and she literally did it again and killed someone else. Arson. If I had money like that, like if I had like the chance to be one of the lucky ones to like win the lottery and whatnot, I would definitely put a smokehouse. That's one of my I'm very, very huge into like meats and stuff and like the different cuts. That's the only reason why I'm mentioning it is because the person that she set fire to, the business, was a smokehouse, not a smoke shop. That's different. A smokehouse. If I had like money like that, I would probably open a smokehouse. I've had an obsession with cuts of meat, and I love cooking. So one of the things I have like focused on the most is that different types of cuts of meat and whatnot. And I've always wanted to own a smoker, and I live in an apartment, so I can't have one. But damn, he had one, and she burned it down and killed him. Crazy. Mind you, this is not the first time we've read cases like this of people setting businesses and homes on fire, trying to kill the people that are inside. Actually, we read one like 2 weeks ago that was pretty gruesome. That one was a lot worse. Still bad, this one that we read, but that one was like the whole family and stuff, and that's really bad. You can't cook for Ish. You do a lot of DoorDash. I love cooking. I absolutely love it. I cook every day. I am the one that cooks at home. My wife does not. Does everything else. We're a team, but I do all the cooking in the house. All the cooking, all the shopping, supermarket wise and whatnot. That's my jam right there. No, you should say it. You should say it. Because people are pretty crazy. I remember there was one stream. We did a true crime stream. It was probably like 2 months ago. I kid you not. I had to scroll through the list of all of the cases that they had posted, and I kid you not, Kempashi, 70% of the cases that were posted were in regards to children. I'm telling you, I had to scroll. It got to the point where I couldn't read them anymore, and I had to switch and kind of like try to see if I could find something that had something to do with someone else. Because yeah, I'll be honest with you, even me, even I reading it, with you guys, it takes a little chunk out of me, just little by little. Because again, one thing is like adults, and it's still pretty sad, but when it's like kids and children and shit, yeah. I don't think you were here in that part, but we had read a case earlier in the stream, and I had to scroll because I knew that the case was about a child, and they posted a picture of the child, and I had to scroll because it's, yeah. I'll read the case, but seeing the picture, this shit kills me. It kills me. All right, let me see what you say. Have you ever eaten Brazilian? Oh yeah. There's a where I live here in Northern California. There's a really good Brazilian barbecue restaurant, and there's one in DR too as well, Dominican Republic. I don't know if it's still there though, but excellent restaurant. No, I don't remember the name though. Let us see. I think we should be good with this part here. We'll move on to the TikTok portion. I will be live on Friday again. We'll go through more cases on Friday and do more crime talk there as well. Right now, let me switch over to TikTok. Okay. Cool. Y'all already know. It's my TikTok. Follow me there. I'm almost going live. Well, I should already be able to go live, but I'll be going live. I was going to go today, but I got really busy doing something else. But hopefully tomorrow will be my first time going live on TikTok. So hope to see you there. Follow me there. Have a whole bunch of clips of all of the cases that we read on the live streams. Just cut them and post them on TikTok. So we are doing some crime talk tonight. Hopefully we'll not get repeats. If we do, you'll just see me skim right through it. Okay. Now, like last time, some of the videos are quite disturbing. Viewer discretion, trigger warning. A lot of them are 911 calls. A lot of them are pretty, not like graphic, but they go into details in regards to whatever case they're talking about there. So just wanted to let you guys know that. And we will start with this first one.
Is your verdict?
Nope. Also very important. If it has that copyright music on it, I'm not putting it on. I don't want this stream copyrighted. I don't like my videos being copyrighted. So if it has the one we just heard right now has that little crappy piano thing that everyone likes to use, da 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 da, not happening. So let's see what this is. This is a Twisted Crime 2023. Let's see what this video has to say.
I just walked in and found a grown man molesting, and I got him in a bloody puddle for you right now, officer.
Attacked him viciously, and I didn't stop.
What? I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
I just walked in and found a grown man molesting, and I got him in a bloody puddle for you right now, officer.
Attacked him viciously, and I didn't stop. The only time I paused was to go to the kitchen and retrieve a butcher knife because I was going to kill him. And my son stepped in front of me and saved his life. He just looked at me and said, "Sir." And he shook his head and said, "No." And I just put the knife down. I just wouldn't traumatize him any more than he already was.
Bruh. I would have done the same thing. Yeah, round of applause for this dude. I would have done the same thing. Would have beat the living fuck out of that person. Are you out of your mind? There would have been nothing left from that person. There's this really famous case in Canada. It was the guy that discovered that his best friend was doing that to his child, and he did the same thing. No, he actually killed him. and he was found not guilty and was let go. I mean, it's just, what are you going to do in that situation? You have to protect your family. I don't have kids. If it would have been me, or that happens to my nieces or nephew, on site. That's it, on site. There's nothing else to talk about. It's just, jail doesn't sound that bad when it's in these certain circumstances. So shout out to this dad. Yeah. Someone commented he showed a lot of restraint. He did, because a lot of people would have just popped him. He's lucky that, and I know this because of the hat, so we'll assume that this is in California because he had a Raiders hat on. Shout out to Oakland. Well, I guess not anymore, but whatever that is. But he still had a Raiders hat on. California's not a open carry state like that, so you can't just like walk around with a gun. So he is lucky that this did not happen in Florida, Georgia. My man would have been shot on the spot, on site. There wouldn't have been any need for restraint because that person would have already had a gun on them and would have shot him. Yeah, me too. That's what I think. I still call them that, but apparently a lot of people don't like that anymore. But it's like, you have to, what is it, like, is it the Las Vegas Raiders or something like that in Nevada? I don't know, but some people are pretty mad if you call them Oakland still, because they're not from Oakland anymore. I don't know. I'm not really into sports like that, so I just like to piss people off. You like that? What vampire guy? What, this one? The dude that we just saw, bro? Again, he's lucky that he's not in Florida. All right, moving on.
I've eaten human flesh for the past 20-something fucking years because of you. Everything I do is a result.
This is a Dallas O'Shea is the name of the content creator. If you can't see the paragraph that says in the middle, it says trigger warning. Texas serial killer Linda Charles sits down with her kidnapped victim 25 years after his escape from her basement. She fed him cakes out of human flesh.
Result of the shit that you put me through. Can't drive in a car.
Don't you know that human flesh is the most delicious? Soylent Green, that was what all the people loved, was Soylent Green. They didn't know it was people, but they loved it because it was the most delicious. Sweeney Todd made his meat pies out of people. Everybody loved him. Everybody loved him. So what's the big deal?
It is a big deal.
Okay. This seems really fake. First of all, why would you have a live stream? Obviously, this is on TikTok or like Instagram. Like, why would you have like something like this with the person that would kidnap you? That doesn't make any sense to me. Hold on, I need to confirm if this is actually true, because this sounds like a bunch of doo-doo. Okay, so there is a woman named Linda Charles, indeed was a kidnapper, but says this does not Gaston prominence. This is not. I don't think this has anything to do with this case that we're reading now, that we just heard now. This sounds like utter crap. Yeah, this is fake. This can't be real. This is bullshit. I don't know if it's a voiceover. I have no idea, but this is what people do to gain views and stuff, and like try to like gain followers and shit. But it's like, think about it. No one has a calm like, unless you're Charlie and Dee and Frank from It's Always Sunny, and it's a completely fiction television show that have an episode about eating human flesh, unless you're like a full-blown cannibal, you know, having a conversation, there's no possible way that someone's going to have a conversation with someone like this so casually about eating human flesh. Please, to this content creator, who the fuck posted this crap? This is garbage. Pure garbage. Whatever.
Ma'am.
All right, Crime Wave 911. This is we heard a phone call last stream from this account, so hold on tight, because they're probably bad, probably rough. Okay, let's hear it.
I have a question. If this is a serious matter, I just left my cousin in the house with my kids. She just left my kids in the house when I came back from work, and my kids, 2 of my kids are dead. What do I gotta do? They dead. She left them dead in the house by themselves.
God damn.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Where are you now? I'm in my house. She left my door open. My baby boy, my oldest baby boy, is the only one that's here. Only one that's alive. She left them in the house by themselves. She left them in here, and they knocked the stove. Can you listen? When I came in, the stove was laying on my friend. I don't know what to do. I just came home to work from this. And she just left my baby dead. Okay, ma'am, I'm gonna get EMS and I'm gonna get police and fire at the location. Can you tell me where you're located? Ma'am, I can't even talk. This is so serious. I'm so scared. Okay, ma'am. I understand that you're scared. I completely understand, but I need to get some help out there to you now. Can you tell me where you're located? I understand that, but can you please help me? Like, can you please tell me, like, I don't want to get locked up, because this is not my fault. I had just came home from work. Yes, ma'am. I just came home from work. Ma'am, the first thing that I need to do is get some help out there to you. I understand that you're upset and you're scared. They live in here dead. Like, she left my baby dead. Okay. And I don't have no way to reach her. If you're not sure, if you were at work, ma'am, listen to me. If you were at work while this happened, then the responsibility is going to fall on your sister, and that's who you left them with. Okay? Yes, please. Yes, ma'am. Stay on the line with me. Hold on one moment for me. Okay. Okay, tell me exactly what happened. Wait, man. I just was babysitting my kids and left my kids dead in my house. Ain't no telling how long they've been in this house. All right, wait. So is your son, is he obviously dead? Is he breathing at all? He's dead. Both of my children are dead. Please help me, oh please. All right, ma'am. I'm en route, okay? En route. Okay, thank you so much. All right.
Okay. Case is called the Lamora Williams case. Let me really quickly just check something out. Oh, shit. Okay. This is from 5 Fox Atlanta. I'm just going to read it real quick. It says, case we're watching now, the Lamora Williams case. The title says, Atlanta mom accused of murdering sons in oven waives court appearance. Trial date to be scheduled for mother accused of killing her 2 sons, placing them in hot oven in 2017.
First at 12:30, we're seeing on top of new development.
Sorry, the video just started on its own. There you have it. Yeah, the woman accused of killing 2 of her sons by placing them inside of a hot oven was due in court. This is an article that was published June 2nd, 2023. it says that she placed 1-year-old Jakarta Penn and 2-year-old Keontae Penn inside an oven and turned it on. She did? Well, now we know that she actually was. Yeah. Yeah, Kenpachi, me neither. I would not be able to work as a 9/11 dispatcher. First of all, I actually met someone that did the job once. It's a very, like, you have to be on point with that job. Second, it's very demanding in the sense that you have to learn how to put your emotions to one side and be able to, gather information, dispatch officers and whatnot. And it's I mean, the schedule is horrible depending on the schedule, the timing that you have to work in. But yeah, there's been many cases of like 9/11 dispatchers that have done horrible jobs, and it has cost them their job and having to go to court after that and whatnot. It's a pretty difficult job, but yeah, you both called it. One on YouTube, one on Twitch. Each of you called it, and yeah, she did commit a very horrendous crime. Holy shit. Wow. Moving on. Let's check out the next video. Okay, this is from Daily Mail Crime. I remember seeing this video. This is when a girl was rescued after being kidnapped for, I think it was like a week or two. She was severely beaten. You'll see in the video now.
Why don't you just sit down there?
Very sad. Very sad.
But we have cameras up for other reasons.
I got you. You know he's in there for a fact?
I know for a fact.
You can kick your door. You can
I
kick it
swear
in.
to God, go ahead. Please. Just, I don't know what's wrong with this story.
Oh, there's a girl in there with him?
Yes. There's a girl in there. She's very sweet, very slim. My husband said he didn't really get a good look at her. He's yelling at her. Before I put the living her face, she can't see out of her eyes.
Okay.
So this is why I'm nervous. This is why I've been calling his all morning, and I don't even know if that's even the right thing to do.
You know 100% they're in it.
Walk towards up. Keep your hands up.
Hey, we'll cuff.
Take your face that way.
Just keep coming. Watch your step. Right there. You get that?
Come on out here. No one else up there? Where do you live at here?
Thompson? How far away is that?
Like 30 minutes, but close just started.
Why don't you just sit down here?
No, guys, have water.
Oh, we'll get you some stuff here.
Car number 12.
Why don't you just sit down there?
Dude, just look at her eyes. He beat the living life out of her. Had her captive. Who knows how many other people he had done this to. On my videos on YouTube, you can check out the Jesse McPherson case. Oh, Jesse McFadden case. McPherson, I forgot his last name. He's an asshole. I don't really give a shit about him. But that monster, he had like a whole, torture thing in his house, and he had like chains all around his home and whatnot, like neck chains and whatnot to subdue people. And yeah, he killed a teen, his whole step family, like his wife and her kids, and then he killed himself. But yeah, he had someone captive there for like 2 months amongst his family, and none of them knew, apparently. very sad. There's also that very famous case of the I think she was pretty young at that time, and she was the only one that was able to escape that house. It called it like one of the House of Horrors. They called it that as well, just like the Jesse McFadden case, whatever the hell it is. That house was also called like the House of Horrors, but that one case, that girl was able to escape, but he had already killed like a whole bunch of other girls as well. Damn. That last one I mentioned, it's the one where she goes to the house that's like right in front or something, and the man that's inside ends up telling the news that he thought there was something weird, but no one in the neighborhood ever suspected anything coming from that house. Crazy. It's crazy. I mentioned it here before. Dude, you don't even know who the hell your neighbor is. For all you know, you could be living next to someone that's either a registered sex offender or has committed crimes. You're crossing fingers hoping that that's not the case, but you don't really know who the hell surrounds you. I don't know. I'd say like keep an eye open for anything weird that you see. In this case, thank goodness that person called the police because she saw that something was going on in that house. But some people just turn a blind eye and they don't even give a shit. You never know. Be skeptical. Ask questions because you never know. You don't know if you're right. Thank you so much, Kempash. You have a very good night. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it, my guy. It means the world to me. Moving on to the next one.
It's a norm.
Woo. This is a US.Street Voices.
It's a normal morning for this family. Mom is watching the kids play outside, and Dad hops into his truck and off to work. But something is off, and you're about to find out what it is. 10 minutes later, the doorbell camera captures Dad pulling back into the driveway.
Yeah.
What was so important that he turned around and returned home?
Goodbye, kiss.
What? Wait. I should have read what it said on top. It did say it. I'm gonna cut this shit off. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful. Very nice. Not very fitting for what we're watching right now, but good for him, and good for him loving his wife. Cool. We'll move on to the next video.
This pedophile mom in Ohio committed one of the most horrific crimes
This is The Paranormal Files is the name of the content creator
I've ever read about. I'm going to add a trigger warning in here right now. This is a very, very disturbing story, so viewer discretion is advised. So this is Ashley Jessup from Ohio. And in 2012, she was found guilty of rape and sentenced to life in prison. But who did Ashley assault? Well, it was her own 10-month-old baby. At the time of this crime, Ashley was dating 24-year-old Jordan Russell. The two seemed to be very in love, and they frequently exchanged explicit materials over email and text message of themselves, obviously. But then in August of 2011, Jordan asked Ashley to do something shocking. He asked her to perform explicit acts on her own 10-month-old baby son. And obviously he wanted her to film it and send it to him so he could keep these videos and images. And for some shocking reason, Ashley actually obliged. And she performed graphic and gruesome acts on her own son. So later that month, Jordan had actually broken up with Ashley and he already had a new girlfriend. And this new girlfriend of Jordan's was going through his computer when she discovered these extremely disturbing images and contacted the police. So obviously when the details of this case were made public, everybody was absolutely shocked. And the judge in this case actually stated that in his 30-year career, this was one of the most bizarre and disturbing cases he had ever had to cover. So Ashley was eventually convicted of a litany of charges, including assault, rape on a minor, everything like that. And she's still in prison to this day, serving out that life sentence.
Nice.
Now, this is a really, really disturbing story, and I really do think that she should be in prison for a very, very long time.
Forever. Keep her there. She doesn't need to go out. There's no need. There's an alarming amount of people that do stuff intentionally to their like children because of the person that they're with. That is so weird to me. That it's just like such a crazy concept. But this knocks it out the park. I don't even know what to say about this person. Just it's 10 months. It's not even a year old. Why is his picture not here? Why is it not? Why doesn't it say there the pedophile mother and her boyfriend? Why is it only her? I understand that she's the mother of the child, but why is it only there's texts? She sent it to him. Why is he not mentioned here? He's just as guilty as she is. Why isn't that not weird? I get that maybe the video was about her exclusively, but they didn't even show a picture of him. And I'm not saying it's this content creator's fault. I'm saying in a general sense. At no point did wherever the source of information he got this from mentioned that he was charged or that he's anything. They just said that she's been charged with a life sentence for this. That is extremely unfair, especially if that's the case and this person did not go to jail. Another example of, how sometimes that, tip imbalances the whole thing and we find ourselves with, a lack of a proper judicial, court system actually working because, if it's only her and not him, then we're going to have serious issues. It's pretty obvious that he should be in jail. Take him to the gulag. I'm not lying. It's true. You're absolutely correct, Ducking. But am I not right on this part? Like, is it not like isn't it kind of weird that the whole sentence was not the mother and the boyfriend? I feel like there's just a little bit too much emphasis on the fact that it's the mother of the child, which is horrendous in every single sense, but maybe we don't know all the details of the case. Who knows? Moving on.
Let's talk about what happened to...
This is Veronica K. K-A-A-A-Y. So Veronica K is the content creator. Let's check out her video.
Let's talk about what happened to 13-year-old Rachel Mellon Skimp. She was born on October 13th of 1982 and lived in Melrose Park in Illinois. At the age of 3, her parents divorced and her dad moved to Dallas and her mom stayed with her in Illinois. Eventually, her mom started seeing a man named Vincent and eventually they got married and had 2 children together. Rachel was described as a bubbly person with a great sense of humor. She was the life of the party and was always the most beautiful girl in the room. On January 30th of 1996, Rachel was at school and was having a normal school day, and as the day went on, her friends noticed that she was crying by her locker, so they went to go ask what was wrong. She said she was having a problem, but that she was going to fix it herself, and that is all she said. The following day, on Wednesday, January 31st, Rachel decided to stay home from school because she was having a sore throat and was feeling kind of sick. So her mom left to work and her stepfather was going to stay home because he wasn't working at the moment. Rachel called her grandma to thank her for the Christmas gifts that she had sent her, and this call took from 4 to 5 minutes. And her grandma said that this phone call was completely normal, nothing out of the ordinary, but she did notice that at one part in the phone call, Rachel was kind of quiet, and her grandma said, "Is he there?" referring to her stepfather, and she said yes, and then Rachel told her grandmother that she needed to hang up. Her stepfather stated that they played the Nintendo before she decided to go up to her room and take a nap. So when she was upstairs taking a nap, he decided to take the family dog for a walk, even though it was 20 degrees below zero. So he left at 2:30 p.m. and then ended up coming at 3 p.m. He said the reason that he took a while is because the dog broke free from the leash and he was not able to get him, so he just figured that the family dog would just find his way back eventually. At 3:15 p.m., Vincent's youngest daughter comes home and she goes straight to Rachel's room to greet her, and that's when she realizes that Rachel's not even there. So the youngest daughter tells her dad that it seems that Rachel is missing, that she's not even in her room, but he just doesn't seem to care. So once her mom gets home, the youngest daughter tells her that Rachel's missing from her room, so that is when her mom decides to call 911 and report her as missing.
Okay, this has a part 2. But she doesn't have it posted in here. I'm not gonna go into her account. So let us just get an answer really quickly as to what happened. Okay, so this is Rachel Mellon. Okay, so let's see. I'm reading off of True Crime Diva. Okay, so Rachel disappears. She spoke to her paternal grandmother, which is what the content creator just said right now. Okay, so she lived at the point where the mom returned to the home at around 5 or 5:30 p.m. She noticed Rachel missing, and she called the Bolingbrook Police Department about an hour later. Rachel's disappearance allegedly occurred between 2:30 p.m. and 3:15 p.m. when the stepdad was quote-unquote walking the dog, and the dog got loose and whatnot, and he had to chase behind him, and that's why he was, 30 to 35 minutes late, or he took about 30 to 35 minutes in total to walk the dog. But the disappearance, like we just read, occurred between 2:30 and 3:15. Let's see. So Mellon claimed he and Rachel played video games, and Rachel took a nap in her bedroom. He took the German Shepherd for a walk at 2:30 p.m. and he left the door unlocked. He said the dog slipped off its leash and chased a rabbit. Mellon returned home about 30 minutes later. A neighbor and a businessman found the dog and took the pup home. Mellon told the police he did not check on Rachel when he returned, a strange thing not to do when a child is sick. It's unknown whether any witnesses saw Mellon with the dog. Let's see. So police noticed scratches on Mellon's body, which he claimed came from working on his car. Jason and Ashley said their father was in the garage when they returned from school. However, police never searched the garage or the vehicle Mellon allegedly repaired, according to Skemp. Authorities extensively searched for Rachel in the area, but found no signs of the teen or clues about her whereabouts. Let's see. So Rachel's coat, clothes, money, and Walkman remained at home. The only items missing from the house were Rachel's blankets and pillows. Okay, so let's see. Authorities also investigated a theory that relatives had taken Rachel out of state. They said that she could have been at her sister's house in Mississippi, but they didn't find her there. They also investigated whether the family had taken Rachel to the Philippines, but they found nothing. Okay, listen to this. The plot thickens. In March 2000, investigators found Rachel's diary and offered no explanation why it took 4 years. In an entry on August 7th, 1995, listen to this. Rachel wrote that her stepfather had kissed and touched her inappropriately, warning her against predators and saying that it should not be done until she was older. Mellon has a criminal history that includes domestic violence. Let's see. He was charged with, this was in 2006, he was charged with 3 counts of domestic battery, 1 count of battery. He pled guilty and he only served 25 days in jail. He had a domestic battery charge in 2003 and a DUI in 2005. Okay, let's see. Trying to see just at what point they were able to finally pinpoint that it was him, or if it was him. Oh, okay. I guess not. The grand jury did not indict Mellon or Rachel's mother. Police have never charged Mellon with Rachel's likely murder, but he remains the prime suspect. He and Amy Mellon relocated to Tennessee sometime after the grand jury. Wow. Yeah, theories are that he killed her and disposed of her body elsewhere. Said that she could be buried somewhere, but nothing. It's just like nothing specific. Whoever did it was able to get away with it. I'm convinced it was a stepdad. What do you think? I mean, there's someone else to blame. He was the only one that was there at the house during that time. And coincidentally, he went out to walk the dog. Come on, I don't buy that. I don't think any of us that watch true crime cases would ever buy something like that. But apparently the grand jury did. And he is out and about. And this child remains disappeared with no indication of the case ever being resolved. Wow. All right. Moving on to the next one.
Cannibal.
This is the Cheerleading Hub. That's the name of this content creator. Yeah, pretty crazy, huh, Duggan? Especially the fact that he's still at large. He's living his life. He has a family. He apparently lives in Tennessee now. And another Casey Anthony. Wow. And I mean, you can't say that it only happens. I mean, not you specifically, I mean, like in general, like no one can say that it's just, I guess some type of like leniency that they gave Casey Anthony because she's a woman. Because in this case, this guy's a dude. And his stepdad, he got away with that shit. So it's not a matter of if it's a woman or a man that does it. It's the actual court system that just needs work done on it. It needs some sort of improvement because it can't be possible that even within there being some sort of evidence, he was the only one there. He's out free. Same with that other lady, fucking crazy lady, Casey Anthony. Whatever. All right. The Cheerleading Hub. Let's see what she has to say.
Cannibal killer Austin Harrop has just been found not guilty of murder by reason of insanity. If you don't know, in 2016, Austin had just finished up his freshman year at Florida State, and on August 16th, he was out to dinner with his family when he suddenly got up and left without saying why. And here you can see him on security footage leaving the restaurant just after 8 p.m. He walked more than 3 miles before coming across the residence of John and Michelle Stevens, who were just enjoying the night and having a beer in their garage.
Yes,
and here you can see John in the garage that he'd practically transformed into a hangout for himself and his wife. But
this is a very sad case. This is a very sad case, and 150%. The victims had absolutely nothing to do with the perpetrator. They didn't even know this person. They had no contact. They had never seen him before. They were, well, let's hear what she has to say.
But before John or Michelle could even realize what was happening, a neighbor heard awful screams coming from the driveway. Authorities responded to the scene to find 2 dead bodies and Austin attempting to eat the face of one of his victims. Authorities almost had to kill Austin because he wouldn't stop, and after his arrest, he claimed to have no memory of the murders or why he did it. In previous weeks, he reportedly went from a normal, outgoing college student to believing he was half animal and half man. Austin had actually moved his bed into their family's garage to avoid demons and would patrol the house at night instead of sleeping. At the time, he had just trace amounts of marijuana and alcohol in his system, and the prosecution actually agreed that he was truly in a psychotic episode at the time of the attack. Cannibal killer Austin Harrop has just been found not...
They were just sitting there, having a beer, having a conversation. He went up to one of them. He just started attacking one. I think he attacks him first, the husband, and then he goes and he kills the wife, all in the garage. Yep, and 100% everything she said there was exactly what happened. I remember seeing this case on That Chapter. That's another excellent content creator here on YouTube. I saw the video he made about that case quite some time ago. Yeah, it popped up in my head once I saw the couple and the house. It's like, yeah, I remember watching this. Whether it was a psychotic episode or not, I personally will go down the road of it being sort of a psychotic episode. Cannabis doesn't help. And this is coming from someone that smokes a lot of weed. I have always had that in my mind that weed is only enjoyable to a certain point, but it doesn't work for everyone. I'm not saying that that's the cause for it, but not everyone, especially if you are going through some like really bad like mental health episodes or like a mental illness and whatnot, cannabis is just does not fucking work at all. I know a few people in my life that they wish they could smoke, but because they have to take like different sorts of medications and whatnot, they stay away from weed, and they tell me like straight up, it just makes me feel worse, and it doesn't have that same reaction that it has for like other people. Same with alcohol too, but specifically cannabis. Again, I'm not blaming it for it being the cause of this happening, but we don't know. Who knows what was going on to this person's mind? Obviously, this person was not right in the head. If they were not sleeping, they slept in the garage because he thought that there were demons inside of the house, and he would patrol the house at night to keep said demons away. So there's a history already behind it. I don't think that weed helped in this case. Very sad. Very sad. Again, they were just minding their own business. They were just sitting in their garage of their home. That's it. There was no confrontation. There was no conversation. There's nothing that happens before. There's not a path to follow to be able to get to some sort of answer. It just happened. And I think that's scarier than there having been a motive or something. 'Cause it just literally happened. Very sad. Moving on.
Lawyers.
All right, this next, no.
Reaction.
No.
When you remember.
This is a 7-second video. Okay. 7 Sins Crime is the name of this content creator. Let's check out this short video. This is a very short video. It's only 15 seconds, but it says patients kept mysteriously dying at this hospital. I'll put the volume down because I have a feeling that this is... Yep. Doctors were horrified when they looked at the CCTV footage. I don't understand. I'm guessing that same person that you see walking there killed a lot of people. It doesn't have a name for the case. Sorry. Someone wrote waste of time. All right, keep going. Oh, nice. Charlie Born True Crime. I like her videos. She makes really good, informative content. Let's check out the case. Let's see, which one is this? I think I might know which case this is. No, I don't think this one is the one I saw in that chapter, but sorry about that. Nonetheless, Charlie Born True Crime. Let's see what she has to say.
This man killed his... Please be warned that this true crime case is incredibly disturbing. This man killed his son after his son found his horrifying selfies.
Yes, okay. So this is the one. I saw the dude. I doubted myself, but yes. This is probably one of the most disgusting cases you will hear. I'm not gonna say it's the most, but it is quite disgusting. I don't know if they're gonna show the pictures here, but do not. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. You do whatever you want. But if I were you, I would skip not like looking for the pictures, because you can find them on Google. You can skip that. It's disgusting, but it's like, it's not what you think disgusting. It's not gore. It's really, really disgusting. Ugh. I made the mistake of, when I saw that, like the case on that chapter when he explains it, Mike, I made the mistake of looking for the pictures afterwards when I was done watching the video, and it has scarred me for the rest of my life. I don't think I'm... It's very... Nothing will prepare you for how disgusting those pictures are. So Google it at your own risk. She'll probably say the name of the person in a bit. I don't remember the name of the case in and of itself, but I do remember everything that happened, and it's very sad about like what happened to his son. This is a horrific case, all in all. So let's do it.
You'll feel physically sick by what this man photographed. It was 2012, and Mark Redwine was living in picturesque Colorado. Mark had been divorced twice and had 2 kids with his ex-wife Elaine. The pair were in a custody battle over 13-year-old Dylan Redwine. Dylan had actually expressed to his brother Corey that he felt uncomfortable visiting his dad. It would later be revealed the likely reason for this. Some horrifying images that the brothers found in 2011. On the 18th of November, Mark picked Dylan up from the airport. Dylan had finally agreed to go on a trip to visit his dad. CCTV from the airport showed that the pair were barely interacting. Via text, Dylan agreed that the next day he would go to his friend's house. He was due to arrive there about 6:30 a.m. the next day. His last text was that night at 9:37 p.m. However, Dylan never showed up at his friend's house. His friend sent Dylan a text message at 6:46 a.m. seeing where he was. Unfortunately, he would never get a reply. Mark would later claim that Dylan had left the house and never returned. A huge search of the local area began. Now, within days of the disappearance, one of Mark's ex-wives told police something interesting. Disturbingly, he told her that if he ever had to get rid of a body, he would dispose of it in the mountains. He also apparently said to her that he would kill the kids before he let her have them. Mark was actually interviewed on TV and asked about his ex-wife's allegations against him. He appeared very suspicious to viewers and was talking about Dylan in the past tense. A whole 7 months passed until Dylan's body was tragically found. He was found only around 8 miles from Mark's house, just off an ATV trail. A witness actually came forward and said that they had seen Mark driving alone in the area in April 2013. Mark was very familiar with that area and actually owned an ATV himself. Mark and Dylan's mum also appeared on the Dr. Phil show. Basically, the episode was just them throwing allegations at each other. Interestingly, Mark failed to do a lie detector test. Then a telling discovery was made. In August 2013, police found Dylan's blood and human cadaver smell in Mark's lounge. A cadaver dog also indicated that human remains were present in the washing machine, on Mark's clothes and in Mark's vehicle. Mark was arrested for second-degree murder and child abuse. So what were these disgusting photographs that the boys had found? The pair had discovered photos of Mark dressed in women's underwear consuming feces out of a nappy. I obviously cannot show these images.
Okay. Let me add a little bit to that little part that she said there. So this man was obsessed with that shit. He would go to dumpsters and to trash cans. And he would get diapers. The pictures are him eating. Fuck, dude. See why I told you probably don't want to look for these pictures, because they literally show the explicit picture on Google. If you were to Google search it, do it at your own risk. I would choose not to if I were you, but yeah, that's the truth of the matter. He he would dumpster dive in trash cans and collect diapers. No, he did. No. See, the thing is, that's the actual picture. I'm not exaggerating. The picture is him. He's like this in the picture. I wish that was a lie. I wish it was just like exaggerating. Look at that. He does do it. Mm-hmm. And there's like multiple pictures of it. It's so the kid found these pictures, and that's what then prompted the dad to like kill him. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Images on TikTok for obvious reasons, but you can find them on Google, but just be very prepared for disgusting images. Dylan and his dad's relationship had been gradually declining, and Dylan had actually asked his brother to send him the images so that Dylan could confront his dad. He had no idea that doing so would be fatal. The prosecution stated that this had triggered rage in Mark. He then killed his own son in the lounge of his house. He was eventually sentenced to 48 years in prison. Please be warned that...
That's a pretty light sentence, let me tell you. When I've seen courts give life sentences for lesser charges. So 48 years, that dude, he got he was lucky to get that amount of time. Okay, moving on. Let's move on to the next case, because I can't fucking do it anymore.
What did the youngest person...
Alright, so this is Sinister Samantha. Let's check out her video. It's FBI's top 10 most wanted.
Person on the FBI's most wanted list due to earn his spot. At just 24 years old, Alejandro Rosales Castillo has the distinction of currently being the youngest person on the FBI's most wanted list. In August 2016, a then 17-year-old Castillo worked at Shomar's restaurant in Charlotte, North Carolina. One of his co-workers was 23-year-old Sandy Lee, who Alejandro had reportedly dated for a brief time. Supposedly, he'd lent her money, but she never repaid him. Alejandro was now dating another co-worker, 19-year-old Amia Feaster. On August 9th, Alejandro decided he finally wanted the money that Sandy owed him, and the two agreed to meet at a local convenience store. It's believed that instead of just demanding his money back, Alejandro forced Sandy at gunpoint to withdraw her entire account savings. It is then believed that Alejandro drove to a nearby wooded area and took Sandy's life, disposing of her body before fleeing with Amia. The pair fled to the Arizona-Mexico border, where they successfully made their way across. This CCTV footage is the last known sighting of Alejandro since he crossed the border. The following October, Amia turned herself in. To this day, Alejandro has never been seen. What did the youngest...
No wonder he made it to the top. Crazy. Yeah, it's gonna be very hard to find that dude. by hiding in the outskirts of Mexico. There's a lot of desert area there, so by hiding somewhere there.
Imagine.
All right, this is True Crime Layla. Let's check out her video.
Accidentally shooting and killing your boyfriend as a YouTube prank. Mona Lisa Perez and Pedro Ruiz started dating in 2013. In 2015, they welcomed their first daughter, Aaliyah, to their family. Pedro had to work to support the family, and this is where he got the idea to start a YouTube channel with his girlfriend where they would do crazy pranks and risky stunts in order to get some kind of money and fame from it. One of the videos that Pedro came up with was to have his girlfriend, Mona Lisa, shoot at an encyclopedia book that he would be holding in front of him with a .50 caliber gun. On June 26, 2017, Mona Lisa made a post onto her social media stating that the video they were about to post was going to be insane. Then proceeded to set up their cameras outside of their home in Hallstatt, Minnesota. There was one camera that was fixed on the ladder and the other one that was on top of the car. Pedro asked Mona Lisa to brace up and prepare herself because he could tell she was reluctant to go through with the stunt. He told her to fire at the book and not him, and that they would be good to go if she did so. Mona Lisa replied by saying that she was scared, but they decided to execute the plan anyway. Pedro then proceeded to pick up a 1.5-inch thick encyclopedia that was laminated in hardcover and held it in front of his chest. He then asked his girlfriend to step 30 centimeters away from him, stating that that's what he had tried earlier, and he was able to prove that the bullet would not pierce through the encyclopedia. Mind you, they were using a Desert Eagle pistol, which is known as one of the most powerful semi-automatic pistols out there. She then aimed the gun at her boyfriend while their 3-year-old daughter watched, shot it, and that was the end for Pedro Ruiz. She immediately called 911, stating that a YouTube stunt had gone terribly wrong. The Minnesota police arrested her on charges of second-degree manslaughter. She kept telling the police that she was forced to do the stunt, that she didn't want to, and that it was him who wanted it, and that she was going to be paying the price for it now. She was found not fully responsible for the incident, so he convicted her to serve a 180-day jail term. She was then kept under a 10-year supervised probation period. During the incident, she was pregnant with their second daughter, and during her sentencing, she was allowed to alternate between jail and home time, so she would spend 10 days in jail and 10 days at home. What do you guys think about this case? I'm so curious to hear about y'all's thoughts, because do y'all think 180 days was enough? Prank or no prank? Do you think that was a fair sentence? Let me know your thoughts down below.
Someone makes a pretty good point in the comment section. Someone writes, but imagine if the stunt would have worked. Kids watching the video would think it's cool to try also and would cost their lives too. What do y'all think? This person's right. Regardless of how you see it, it's wrong in every single way. I don't know if you guys have seen... well, first of all, what do you guys think? Let me know in chat. Do you think that she should have done jail time? Do you think that the sentencing, like the charges against her were fair? Do you think that the verdict was fair? And that she just ended up doing and having like 10-year probation and whatnot, and she was found like, I guess, guilty just a little bit, if you were to call it that. I don't know. Let me know in chat what you guys think, if she should have gone to jail or not. And I'm only saying this from the skeptical portion of me. I just ask like questions, but I mean, why would she post a video beforehand saying that they're gonna post that video? The thing is, the reason why I say that is, the verdict's already out. She's not in jail or anything, but I won't say that she wasn't forced 100%. She could have said no to a certain degree. I mean, I understand that he could have pressured her into doing it, but I don't know. I feel like she could have said, it's not like something, it's like, you can't force someone to grab a gun and shoot you like that unless that person's actually grabbing a gun to you. I mean, it would have to be a very extreme case. I don't know where anyone would get the crazy idea of shooting a gun into a book. It's shit you see in movies, and not everything you see in movies you should believe like that. But it doesn't really matter what I think, because she's free. And to be quite honest with you, yeah, she could have been pressured by this person into committing... Well, not committing, she didn't really commit a crime, but she shot the gun. It's supposed to be a YouTube prank, but I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Again, it doesn't matter what I think, because she is free. 10 years probation is a setup. That's crazy. It was an accident, apparently, unless that's not what happened. That's the thing, because, see, if it would have just been the prank that had gone wrong, but she posted a video letting her fans know that the video was going to be posted and that it was going to be something big. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she should have skipped that part, but kid is now going to grow up without a dad because of a very ridiculous reason. I don't know if you guys saw the prankster that did that to someone at a mall, and homeboy literally took a gun out and shot him in the stomach right there in front of everyone in the mall, in the middle of the mall. No fucks given. And that YouTube content creator was lucky that guy shot him in the stomach and didn't aim up to shoot him in the face, because he would have killed him. You can only do so much for clout before it becomes either dangerous or illegal. I personally, this is my own personal opinion. If yours differs, let me know in chat. But the truth of the matter is, the way I see it, unless I have like kids ever in my life, or like my wife, but there's not really anyone in the world worth me going to jail for. It's not. It's not part of my plan, and it's just nah. So she has to go through all this for someone that was just playing a prank. That dude shot that guy, and it's all because of a fucking prank. I don't know. Jail ain't worth it. So that's why it's best not to mess with people, because you never know what kind of situation you find yourself in. And I'm talking about the prankster that did that in the mall. I'm still convinced that maybe she should have skipped that whole part of posting the video and whatnot. That's the only thing that makes me doubt everything. But doesn't matter. She's free. She's good to go. And please, I just hope nobody does this kind of stupid shit ever again. I want to follow this content creator.
This is what a woman had to say
This is watch.unseen.
after shooting her own son.
I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
I'm innocent. You all. You're garbage.
She had gained custody of her son instead of her husband only 10 days prior. She was arrested after police pulled her over for a traffic violation and found the body in the trunk.
Eli will forever be missed by so many people that loved him. He will forever and always be in our hearts.
Police were unsure whether she killed for the life insurance money or because of mental health reasons. This is...
I can answer that one. Pick me. Life insurance. And if you watch that chapter, excellent content creator, whenever he says life insurance, he has a little dance, and like very short, but it's like music starts pumping on me, and you see him dancing, because it's life insurance. That's a lot of that's a very huge main reason why a lot of people kill other people. Money, specifically life insurance. So I wouldn't be surprised one bit that this is what happened here, and she was trying to cash in on that money. Yep. Look at the lawyer's face when she says that. The lawyer's like sitting right next to her.
This is what a woman had to say after shooting her own son.
I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
Dude, she closed her eyes, and I know she thought, I hope she says something good. Please let it be something good. She opened her eyes again.
And said, you all, you're garbage.
Oh, right there. It's the punch right. Pop! All that hard work, trying to get things clear for this person. You're trying to defend, it's your job and stuff. You can see the disappointment in this person's eyes. The lawyer's like, damn it. Yep.
She had gained.
Yikes. Alright, moving on. This is not something I'm Woo! Some of these videos are loud. Very loud, very loud. I don't want to do the short cases, and I have no idea what is happening. Why are we getting these? Why are we getting so many cases that have to do with like kids and shit? Fuck. Okay, listen. We're gonna see it because it's on here now, but this is the last one we're watching in this live stream that has anything to do with kids or children and shit. That's it. Can't do it anymore. Alright, same one we saw before, the Paranormal Files. Let's see what he has to say.
So what? Okay.
This is Chelsea Shipp, a TikToker charged with murdering a 16-year-old girl. I have to say allegedly throughout this TikTok because there's been no full verdict yet, but let's examine the story. So before this story came out, Chelsea Shipp was a normal mom posting videos on TikTok sharing her life with the world. And from the outside looking in, she looked like your average Texan girl. She often posted videos with her daughter like this one.
No, you're supposed to have one boyfriend. I have two. You're supposed to have one boyfriend. I got two boyfriends.
And it should be noted that Chelsea's account is still on TikTok. I don't know how they're letting an alleged murderer still have a TikTok account, but yeah, it is still there. So at one point in her life, Chelsea started dating this man, Cody Arnold. And at one point in their relationship, Chelsea found out that Cody had been dating a underage girl. This girl was 16 years old and Chelsea was seemingly fine with it, which is a disturbing twist in its own. But at one point, Cody came to Chelsea and said, I think that Caitlin, the 16-year-old girl that I'm dating, is pregnant. This is Caitlin right here. She was only 16 years old when she died. And before her death, Cody had been grooming and essaying her a lot. So after finding out that her boyfriend's 16-year-old girl...
What? That's a 10-year-old. What are you talking about? What? No way.
Years old when she died. And before her death, Cody had been grooming and essaying her a lot. So after finding out that her boyfriend's 16-year-old girlfriend might be pregnant, Chelsea decided she's not going to let that happen. She feared that if people found out about this, Cody could get in major trouble. Obviously, he would have. So on March 26, 2022, when Chelsea, Caitlin, and Cody were all hanging out in the same mobile home, Chelsea decided to take matters into her own hands. She grabbed a gun from the house. She walked right up to the 16-year-old and shot her point blank, killing her immediately.
Damn.
So at that point, Chelsea tried to hide the body. She contacted a friend, asked if she could use their car to do some things, and then she admitted to a friend that she had killed the girl. Now, one of that friend's family members was actually a police officer, so she immediately contacted the family member. They went and searched Chelsea and Cody's trailer home, and they found the body of 16-year-old Caitlin and a bullet casing right next to her on the bed. Chelsea tried to make a run for it, and she was arrested over 200 miles away in Liberty Hill, Texas. But these two are now awaiting their trial. I am really excited to see them go away, hopefully for a very, very long time. This is a disturbing crime. And it goes to show that even the friendliest, most smiley people on TikTok can hide some of the darkest secrets imaginable.
That's true. I did see someone post a while ago about all of the different TikTokers that have committed some heinous crimes, and let me tell you something. It's pretty big amount. Wow. shot her point blank. I think I heard about this case. Crazy. All because he... Well, first of all, let's not, just discard the elephant in the room. The guy's clearly a fucking pedophile. And not only that, wouldn't she be considered one as well? Because she knew that he was, like, I'm not saying that she is like a pedophile herself, but she is like an accomplice to him because she knew before the murder. Yeah, she knew that he was having this relationship with this underage girl. Video clearly says that he was grooming her. And she shot her point blank. How did he know that she was pregnant? Like, he said that she thought she was pregnant, with no sense of, trying to confirm if she actually was. She just killed her and dragged her body into the woods. Wow. This has to be the last one that involves children or teens or anything. I think we've seen and read enough of this for tonight. I'm skipping any other ones that have anything to do with that. So hopefully the next ones we get are of cases that have to do with adults.
A massive surge is
No.
4:01 a.m.
Do you see? Do you see? I'm not kidding. True Crime Daily does the same thing sometimes too. It just... Maybe it's just me not wanting to actually accept and admit that yeah, dude, like, a lot of people commit crimes against kids and children. It's the fucking truth. It's the truth. So I guess that's why it pops up so much. It's not like TikTok and True Crime Daily are out to get me. It's that it happens so much that there's just case after case about it. I just realized it. Skipping over the shorter videos too. It's just like
This mother
it's like 21 seconds and stuff. I don't want to watch these. And then obviously we see the ones that repeat themselves over and over again. All right, let's see this one. This is Toll's House. Tolzhaus. This is TikTok. Remember, you can find all these content creators on this platform. When I upload the videos on YouTube, I'll have a list of all of the content creators with their ats, and you can just copy and paste it in the search bar in TikTok and follow them. Bam. They're all pretty great content creators. So you can dive even deeper into the true crime world with them. So like I said, Tolzhaus, Toll's House. Let's watch a video. If I take the mute off, we'll be able to watch the video in and of itself.
Prolific serial killer in the U.S. Is it BTK? Is it Gacy? Is it Bundy? How about Gary Ridgway? Nope. Try again. In the #1 spot is Samuel Little. He's responsible for killing at least 93 women between 1970 and 2005.
Very gruesome. Extremely gruesome. I was watching this documentary about Samuel Little on Discord. Feel free to join. Link in the description box or in the about section if you're watching me on Twitch. If you're watching this video, the upload on YouTube, it's in the at home page of my channel or in the description box of said video. So there are many ways for you to join the Discord. But yeah, I watched the documentary there of Samuel Little explaining all the crimes and whatnot. And let me tell you something. I can completely understand why this person is #1. See, they give it to Ted Bundy because I think he was a lot more popular, given that he was a politician and all these things. He held a seat in Florida, blah. But Samuel Little, that case tends to go under the radar a lot, and it's just as bad as Ted Bundy, or worse, given that he is in the number one position. So
That's more than Bundy, the Zodiac Killer, and Richard Ramirez combined. So how did he avoid detection and kill so many for so long? Sam Little was a drifter who moved across the country for decades, entering various neighborhoods where poverty, drug addiction, and unsolved murders are common. Little targeted marginalized and vulnerable women who are often involved in prostitution and addicted to drugs. During his interviews, he was quoted saying, "I'm not going to go over there in the white neighborhood and pick out a little teenage girl. That's the kind you get busted for. I stayed in the ghettos. I won't go in your world." Little's method of killing didn't always leave signs that the death was a homicide. A former boxer, he usually stunned or knocked out his victims with powerful punches and then strangled them. He punched with such force that when he struck one of his victims in the abdomen, he broke her spine, according to an autopsy report. With no stab marks or bullet wounds, many of these deaths were not classified as homicides, but attributed to drug overdoses, accidents, or natural causes. Their bodies often went unidentified, and their deaths were not thoroughly investigated. The Los Angeles Police Department dubbed him the choke and stroke killer, as he would often...
just to put it out there, it's because they're black. Just in case you didn't know, now you know. The case is... there's actually hard data about this. Black and brown people, their cases are investigated way less. So it makes sense why he would say something like that.
Strangle a woman while pleasuring himself. He allegedly took offense at being called a grapist, as he admitted to erectile problems which made intercourse impossible. For decades, Little was in and out of jail serving less than 10 years, so he had amassed nearly 100 arrests for crimes that included fraud, shoplifting, solicitation, armed robbery, aggravated assault, driving under the influence, and sexual assault. In 2012, after being extradited to California on a narcotics charge, police collected his DNA, which matched 3 unsolved murders between 1987 and 1989. He was convicted of these murders and sentenced to life in prison without parole in 2014. In 2018, Little was willing to talk as he was hoping to move to a new prison. He preferred the Ector County Jail in Texas to the noisy, often chaotic environment of a Los Angeles County prison. He eventually confessed to a total of 93 murders that spanned 19 states from California to Florida between 1970 and 2005. Little remembered his victims and the killings in great detail. He remembered where he was and what car he was driving. He even drew sketches of the women, which were included in the public FBI data set.
Oh shit,
Little died in custody in 2020 at age 80.
Crazy.
So what do we know about Little's childhood? Little was born in June 1940 in Reynolds, Georgia. Authorities believe that Little's mother gave birth to him when she was 16 and in jail. Little states she was a teenage prostitute who abandoned him on the side of the road. Little was brought up by his paternal grandmother in Lorain, Ohio. Little is known about what happened in that childhood home, as attempts to contact the family have been unsuccessful. He attended Hawthorne Junior High School, where he allegedly had difficulties with discipline and achievement, already showing signs of conduct disorder. By his own account, Little began having sexual fantasies about strangling women as a child, starting when he saw his kindergarten teacher touch her neck. As a teenager, he collected true crime magazines depicting the choking of women. Little's first crime was the theft of a bicycle when he was 13, landing him in the boys' industrial school in Lancaster. His whole thing was shoplifting, said a Mississippi detective. He shoplifted a city for 3 or 4 days and then would take the items to drug areas and sell them. Once he was done stealing, he would go out in the early mornings and look for women. According to authorities, Little was a charismatic psychopath, showing no sign of remorse as he discussed the killings. Investigators stated he was matter-of-fact about his actions and sometimes even chuckled about them. He once stated, "God made me this way, so why should I ask for forgiveness? God knew everything I did." So I'm curious to hear why you guys think we haven't heard much about Sam Little or his 93 victims. Why do people like Gacy or Bundy get all the attention? Who was...
I don't know, you tell me. I think this would be a great place to end tonight's stream. That was great. That was a great true crime video. Absolutely loved it. I can only wish to make videos like this. Like my whole goal is to make them more kind of like a personal thing, like she does. Excellent content creator. I ended up following her. So like I said, this is a Toll's house. It says Dr. Rachel Tolles. Had Me a Doctor. Followed her because love this video. But yeah. Yeah. Not very prolific. Not as much as all of the other ones. I don't know. Maybe look at the picture. Could maybe answer your question. But who knows? Maybe it'll be a mystery for all of us. I don't even think I need to go into great discussion and great lengths when it comes to that, but you should kind of already know the answer. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, dude. Docking Felonies, Compatching, anyone else that was lurking, I appreciate you being here. I always mention this, but time is very precious. You don't own time. It's borrowed. And the fact that you're spending even 1 second here with me chilling, just hearing me read these cases, watching TikTok videos and whatnot, means the world to me. You have no idea how much that fuels me and motivates me into wanting to become a better content creator, create more content, make more live streams, and just entertain. I fucking love entertaining. Yeah. And so far as I'm trying to get into like public speaking as well, to further improve my speaking skills. And I'm slowly but surely starting to read like the dictionary and shit, because it's all for you. It's all for you, baby. That's what I'm here for. It's all for you. To entertain you. Join the Discord. The KS True Crime. We watch movies, documentaries. I even put music there. Supernatural, cults, the occult, aliens, true crime, murder mystery, horror movies. If these are things that you like, these are things you're interested in, like weird mythology, scary shit, my Discord is the best place for you, especially if you're a millennial that likes this shit. Oh, please join, millennial. Please join. From an elder millennial to you millennial, please fucking join. Elder Gen Zs, you're more than welcome to join. I got no problem with you. Gen Xers, I have no beef with you either, but millennials, you're my main target. You're my main target. Join the Discord. If you like what I do, you can further support me on Patreon. That's $1 a month. You get audio versions of all live streams and a whole bunch of other benefits. Channel points on Twitch. A little bit of everything. And once I get to 1,000 followers on YouTube, then I can add more benefits for like YouTube as well, for Patreon members. So yeah, you can also do it on Twitch as well. You can use your Amazon Prime. If not, you can just follow me. It's free. It'll include ads and whatnot, but it's completely free, and you can just watch the live stream whenever I am live. That way you don't miss it. You don't miss out on any of the live streams, because it'll notify you when I go live. Bam. Same as YouTube. You can subscribe to my channel, like my videos, comment on them, let me know what you think, and share it out to your loved ones. Let them know that you're a true crime fan and that you like to watch this dude with a beard that reads true crime cases and watches TikTok videos and has like a weird falsetto voice and whatnot. the huge forehead. You think I don't know I have a huge forehead? I haven't eaten dinner yet. All right, stop judging me. I haven't eaten dinner. About to go do that right now. So I twist words sometimes when I can hear my hunger riling around my stomach. Have a very good night. Take it easy. Follow me on Threads. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on TikTok. I'm scattered everywhere. Like I mentioned before, to everyone else that is here or was here, I really appreciate your time. Have a very good night. Take it easy. This was very wonderful. See you Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And watch out for my uploads. I should be uploading something tomorrow on YouTube and TikTok. Remember to join the Discord. Have a very good night. Take it easy. Peace out.